Hey guys, sorry about that. I had to start a new stream. We'll be back live in just a minute. It happens sometimes. It happens. But we're back. Here we go.
Click on the radio listener specials. Use the promo code Kane, K-A-N-E, at checkout or call toll-free 800-716-4879. 800-716-4879. Listen to the Steve Kane Show on iHeartRadio.
All right, 20 minutes after the hour. I'm Brian Craig. It's the Steve Kane Show, Florida's longest-running radio show. Sorry for the long break, guys, but I'm at the radio station alone today, so I had to take care of some things, and since I'm the only one here, I needed an extra couple of minutes to do it. All right, welcome back, everyone. 21 minutes after the hour. If you're just tuning in, President Trump just had a massive sweep last night in his primary endorsements. Right now, the current official count for President Trump is 75 victories and 2 losses, and that's including Madison Cawthorn, okay, 75-2. That has got to be a worldwide record for the endorsement given by a president to primary candidates at every level of office you can imagine. I mean, that's 75-2. And I'm going to up it to 76-2 because Dr. Oz, while it's so close there must be a recount, Dr. Oz is in first place by far. McCormick is 2. Kathy Barnett was a distant third, so she's not part of the, she's not part of the play right now. Dr. Oz is about 4,100 votes ahead in Pennsylvania. I've seen a lot of recounts. When someone is that far ahead and it's that close, the person ahead always wins, even when they're not this far ahead. So really, even though the official count for President Trump is 75-2, it really is 76-2, which is amazing. It's absolutely amazing. So that's something. MAGA, strong, ultra MAGA, MAGA forever. Things are going very, very well. Oh, man. Our number is toll-free from anywhere. Your thoughts on last night's historic event at 1-888-GO-KANE 1-888-465-2631. And I just want to say this. The divisions among MAGA involving Oz and Barnett, let's put those past us now. There's no need to be trashing Kathy Barnett. I know a lot of people were. I brought up a lot of things about her, although I found out some positive things yesterday afternoon about Kathy Barnett. But Kathy Barnett is no longer a player in the Pennsylvania race. She's a distant third. So whatever she picks up in the when they do a recount in Pennsylvania, she's still going to be a distant third. So it's time for everyone in the MAGA movement to get back on the Trump train and follow Trump's every word from this point forward, because we're a united group. We got to be careful. There's a lot of people, like, for example, McCormick. If McCormick wins it, he wins it. Jenna Ellis was at the McCormick event last night. Everyone loves Jenna Ellis. If McCormick pulls this through, I don't see how he can do it with Dr. Oz being 4,100 votes ahead. But that's fine. That's fine. We need to be united going forward, because if you've been watching the liberal news, I've been monitoring liberal news the last couple days. CNN, and it's been very difficult to do this one. Let me tell you, I should get hazard pay. I've been monitoring MSNBC too. And they are on full attack mode to slander everyone with an R next to their name. All right? And they're united. The Democrats, even though there's a lot fewer of them than there used to be, they still have a massive presence when it comes to mainstream media and influence, because they got a big voice. They're small in numbers, but they got a big voice. They got big platforms, okay? And the Democrat Party, what's left of it, is united strong against everything Republican, especially MAGA. So this is not a time for us to be divided. We need to be on the same page from this point forward, and it's time to lay off Kathy Barnett. She's out. Now, she may come up. I doubt this is the last we've ever heard of Kathy Barnett. I imagine she'll be around. She may even be in the news today and tomorrow during this Pennsylvania recount period. But it's time. We've got to move on. Because the Democrats are united. They are prepared to slander and broadcast whatever fake news they need to help their party. And they're in desperate straits right now. They have nothing they can point to. They don't have one thing they can point to under the Biden-Harris regime that they can say the Democrats have done a good thing. Look at this. They've got nothing. So right now they're going the race card route. White supremacist, Buffalo. They're going to try to do that. That's what they're going to do this week, maybe next week. That's going to fail. It's like the coyote versus the roadrunner. MAGA's the roadrunner. They're the coyote. And next week or the week after, they'll have another scheme of slanders, okay? But they're united in that. So we need to be united to stand up to them. All right, let me give out the number. I'll take some calls. We're welcoming 2 new sponsors to the Steve Kane Show today, by the way, and which I'll tell you about later, and a huge announcement from MyPillow for Father's Day coming up. Good morning. You're on the radio. What's your name? Where are you calling from?
It's your good old buddy from Louisiana.
Hey, Louisiana.
Hey, man. Hey, how many people ran with Dr. Oz?
Oh, I don't know. There's a lot. I can look. There were a lot of people in that primary. Let's I don't know, about 6 or so.
Well, I'm asking that. We have that many people running at one point. Because I see it all the time down here, over here in Louisiana. I see it all the time. We have that many people run. They split that vote so bad.
Yeah.
I think sometimes they need to sit back and say, okay, who has the most likeliest chance of winning? And the people that don't really have a chance, they need to back out. Let the person that...
Well, the reason that is, I've known people, and I am not talking about Laura Loomer, okay? I don't want anyone to think I'm talking about Laura Loomer because I'm not. But I have known people over the years that they make a living running for offices because they raise a lot of money and they draw a salary and then they get their family on the payroll. And there's a lot of corruption and a lot of money to be made. I'm not talking about Laura Loomer, okay? She's awesome. She's a good friend of mine. And I know she's on her 3rd campaign now, but she's the real deal. But I know people that they run year after year with no intention of ever winning. They know they can't win, but they rake in a lot of money doing it. It's a money-making scheme for a lot of people in both parties. That's why you have so many fringe candidates that are hopeless.
Yeah, and see, that's what I be talking about. Is like, because up here, like in our mayor's race, we had three guys, 3 Democrats running against Republicans. And the Republican mayor, the party was incumbent, and the 3 Democrats, even with the 3 running, it wasn't even runoff because the Republicans beat them so bad to where, and I was like, okay, why did 2 of y'all drop out and just let it, because that vote gets split so bad.
Yeah. Well, we're doing well. Dr. Oz won in Pennsylvania. With that's a good thing. Yeah, it's still close. They're going to do a recount, but he's over 4,000 votes ahead, so he won. He won.
I got one more question. I'm going to let you go. When is Marjorie Taylor Greene primary?
I don't know when Marjorie Taylor Greene's primary is. That's a good question. It's got to be soon because she's up. I don't know.
Okay, that's all I want to.
Yeah, they're after her. They, hurry, take care. The establishment, they got rid of Madison Cawthorn. So now that they got Madison Cawthorn out of the way, they're going to have all their sights set on Marjorie Taylor Greene. Madison Cawthorn, though, was easy, because he's a young guy. He acts like a high school kid, young and immature. And when he gave that interview and talked about the Republican sex drug party, that was it. They decided he was out then, and they got rid of him. I don't know. Maybe he'll go work for Charlie Kirk at Turning Point USA or something. But he's done in politics. He'll never be back. And they wanted him gone bad. That's unfortunate. I like Madison Cawthorn. He's got some weird things going on, but I like the kid. Good morning. You're on the air. What's your name? Where are you calling from?
My name is Mr. Garavito. I'm calling from California.
All right. Hey, California, turn the volume down on whatever device you're listening to me on, because there's a delay, so it's hard for me to understand you.
I got you.
Okay, go ahead.
All right. So, I'd like to just give a quick, explanation on this whole mask thing, and real quick of what I figured out and I analyzed, okay, in the first month or two. That's very basic. So everybody.
No, we're not talking about masks. We're not talking about masks. Did you call the wrong show? Were you watching another show called The Wrong Show?
So, but it's just something I'd like to put out there because.
Nah, I don't want to talk about masks. I don't want to talk about masks. If you want to talk about the election last night, you're welcome to talk about that, but not masks. No, it's not open phones, not open phones. Good morning, you're on the air. What's your name? Where are you calling from?
Good morning. This is Bernard from Georgia.
Bernard in Georgia. What's up, Georgia?
The Georgia primary is next Tuesday.
Oh, so this coming Tuesday is Marjorie Taylor Greene's primary?
Yes, sir.
Are you in her district?
No, I am not. I'm in South Georgia.
Okay.
We have a congressional who was running for governor, but Trump endorsed him for the 10th congressional.
Yeah. Well, listen. Right now, I mean, I'm giving Oz. I'm in the media, right? I am projecting Dr. Oz as the winner in Pennsylvania. He's 4,100 votes ahead of McCormick. Barnett's a distant third. Right now, President Trump, with his endorsements, has a record with Dr. Oz of 76-2. This is historic. It is a better record than LeBron James. I mean, this is a historic record. So whoever President Trump's endorsed, no matter where they are, has a huge opportunity here and is likely to win. Not everyone's going to win, but so far so good, huh?
Well, certainly know that it is a huge advantage. I know that Georgia is going to have a primary.
All right. Hey, all right. So, okay. Well, I appreciate it. The primary is Tuesday in Georgia. Okay, we got that. Oh man, 888-GO-CANE-1. Now, there's a huge announcement. I got a message. I actually broke this on my podcast last night. Huge announcement from Mike Lindell. This is a Father's Day special, and this is a very limited offer. It's the My Pillow, My Slippers. Now, even though this is a very limited special for Father's Day, it involves the My Slippers. It's both the male and female slippers, the men's and women's you can take advantage of. Listen to this. Now, this is really an amazing special. In fact, when they told me about this, I double-checked to make sure it was right. The My Pillow, My Slippers are normally $139.98. $139.98. That's the regular price for the My Pillow, My Slippers. Right now, when you go to mypillow.com, click on the radio listener specials with the promo code CANE, just $49.98. $49.98 for the My Pillow, My Slippers. This is a very limited special. It will end without notice. This is for Father's Day, but it does apply to the ladies' slippers as well. So that's $90 off the My Pillow, My Slippers. That's amazing. So take advantage of this. They make a great Father's Day gift, but again, it applies to the ladies' slippers too. $90 off, just $49.98. They come in many different colors: tan, black, gray, charcoal, pink for the ladies. $49.98, $90 off the My Pillow, My Slippers with the promo code CANE at checkout, KANE. You can also order by phone, 1-800-716-4879, 1-800-716-4879, promo code CANE, KANE.
You need a COVID test? Maybe you need a COVID test for work or school. Stop by any lab test now at Boca. They make a great
great Father's Day gift, but again, it applies.
All the COVID testing panels you need at the lowest prices, including the antibody test. Results in 15 minutes.
Yeah, that's a great deal for Father's Day.
Located in the Sandalwood Plaza, where Western Beef is, south of Palmetto Park Road and north of Hillsborough on the east side of 441 State Road 7. Call 561-237-5009. Any lab test now of Coral Springs is located on the southeast corner of University Drive in Ramblewood.
I don't quite get what that was all about.
Coral Springs. Call 954-906-5983. Make sure to tell them you heard about them on the Steve Kane Show.
Steve Kane Show.
Attention seniors.
Hold on.
Protected you and your family from financial ruin? You are invited
K-A-N-E. Kane. K-A-N-E.
Trust Workshop. Make sure
K-A-N-E.
properly protected even if you already have a trust. Learn how to avoid losing an inheritance to creditors.
Oh, now listen.
Lawsuits that are
If anyone
in the IRS
tells you that they have a group that is affiliated with me in any way,
down your ass.
unless you've heard me talk about it here or my wife and I talk about it on our podcast, that is not true.
26th at
Okay?
10 at the South
If anyone tells you about any type of group on any platform that's connected to anything I do or me, unless you hear me say it or my wife and I talk about it on my podcast, it is not true. All right?
855-352-3782.
Hello, this is Mike at Friendly Tire. I've been in business 30 years at the same location and offering great.
Yeah, I have. Let me put the link to this shirt.
I have many suppliers. Whatever car or truck you have, I can get you in Cruise 954-977-9445. I will give you a price over the phone on new and used tires. Again, my number is 954-977-9445. Thank you.
Do you suffer from neuropathy? Maybe you do and you don't even know it. Do you have numbness, pain, burning, or tingling in your hands and feet? Muscle weakness, loss of balance, muscle twitching? Are you not sleeping? Does it feel like pins and needles in your hands and feet? Maybe you have no feeling at all. The symptoms can make life unbearable, but there is help at the Lighthouse Medical Center. Call 754-222.
I just pinned the link to the shirt I'm wearing in the chat.
And say goodbye to your neuropathy symptoms. 754-222-6642. Online, lighthousemedicalcenter.com.
Listen to the Steve Kane Show on iHeartRadio.
All right, 37 minutes after the hour, it's the Steve Kane Show. I'm Brian Craig. Welcome back, one and all. What a great day. President Trump, 76-2. I am projecting Dr. Oz the winner. That's right, in Pennsylvania. He's over 4,000 votes ahead. So, yeah, that's a winner. Dr. Oz, 76-2. Who has ever come that close? Good morning, other than Trump. You're on the air. What's your name? Where are you calling from?
Oh, yes, this is Sandra calling from Indiana.
Hey, Sandra. Great morning, huh?
Well, I have been trying to listen to you on YouTube, and every time you would get to the part about Carter and the inflation,
Yeah.
you start buffering.
Oh, no. Well, I started a new feed. I started a new video, so you can go check out the new live stream.
Oh, I've been trying to get back, and every time I go, it starts.
Well, close it out, and go back to my channel. You'll see I got a new live stream I added just a few minutes ago. Okay?
Wanting to talk about what
Angela,
the,
$2 super chat.
Carter
Thank you.
thing.
Everyone
Did
thank
you ask
Angela.
anyone ever
Keep truth
remember
alive.
the inflation
Love from
during
Florida. God
him
bless. Yes. Well,
that
thank
was
you.
old enough?
Uh-huh. Well, most people.
I was in my late teens, and believe me, I remember hearing people, old people, in the grocery line buying cans of dog food in order to buy their medicine.
That was liberal urban. That's youthful memories blurred. That was during the Reagan era. The left, the left in the media has always been liberal, and whenever there's a Republican, they always slander them. When Ronald Reagan was president in his first term, Democrats used to talk about senior citizens eating cat food and dog food because of inflation, and they couldn't afford their medications. In fact, I was watching remember Highway to Heaven with Michael Landon?
Oh, yeah.
I remember back in those days watching an episode of Highway to Heaven, and whatever the adventure was that week, Michael Landon was working in a grocery store, and an old man came in and bought a bunch of cat food for his cat that had died weeks earlier. He was eating the cat food. That was a slander during Reagan. People weren't eating cat food. Tuna fish cost the same as the cat food and the dog food. That's a youthful memory blurred in your mind.
I just remember hearing a lot of old people saying they had to choose.
The news media in Hollywood said that old people were eating dog food and cat food, canned of course, instead of buying medications. But that wasn't during Carter. He's a Democrat. They wouldn't put that out there. That was during the Reagan first term, mainly. Mm-hmm. You're right. The media, they didn't start slandering Republicans with Trump. They've always slandered Republicans. Look what they did to the great Richard Nixon. The only Republican they haven't slandered is Eisenhower. He's the only Republican they've never slandered.
Well, Jimmy Carter is a walk in the park compared to what Biden has done to our country.
Oh.
Biden has ruined our country beyond, I hope it's not beyond repair.
Yeah.
He has totally just shredded everything about our country.
Mm-hmm. Well, yeah, and you got to ask yourself, why is that? Is it because he's checked out? Is he corrupt? Is he incompetent? Elon Musk said yesterday the person running the country is the person running the teleprompter. And that's a lot of it. People, this new White House press spokesperson who got up and said that she's the first black female lesbian to have such a job. That's the type of personality that's running this country. They're all into wokeism, critical race theory, and things, and running us into the ground.
Right. I don't care what color someone is. I don't care what their sexuality is. That should be kept behind closed doors anyway. It doesn't matter. It's your qualifications.
No, this one's been watched twice.
Your education.
Yeah. Hey, listen, Indiana, I appreciate the call. Yeah, I mean, this is an exciting. I'm so excited. This morning I brought Trumpy Bear back in. I have my Trumpy Bear sitting here next to my Mike Lindell autobiography. I brought in Trumpy Bear to celebrate with me. Oh man, our number toll free 1-888-GO-CANE 1-888-465-2631. We are welcoming 2 new sponsors to the Steve Kane Show today. The first one is one that I know is a household name among conservatives, among MAGA. We are welcoming today on the Steve Kane Show Balance of Nature as a sponsor to the Steve Kane Show. You've seen the commercials on Fox and Newsmax. You've heard all the top conservatives talk about balance of nature. Now you're going to hear Steve Kane and me talk about balance of nature. And, I got to tell you something. I have tried everything, right? To eat right, drink enough water, everything. It's tough. Our food has no nutrition in it. Our food is all processed. There's no food in our food. And no matter what you try to do, you do not get enough of, what Balance of Nature gives you? Fruits and vegetables. And Balance of Nature does that. They give you a full dose of all the fruits and vegetables that you need. And that's the way it is. They have fruit and fiber supplements. They'll give you your body everything that it needs to get proper nutrition and operate at peak performance. And Balance of Nature was developed by a doctor. So listen to this. You go to balanceofnature.com, use our promo code KANE at checkout, K-A-N-E, just like with My Pillow, but you're going to be at balanceofnature.com. Go to balanceofnature.com, and with our promo code KANE at checkout, K-A-N-E, save 35% off your order. 35% off your order at balanceofnature.com. Get all the fruits that you and vegetables that you and your body need and your family need too. So go to balanceofnature.com, use the promo code KANE at checkout, K-A-N-E, and save 35% off your order. It's a good deal, all right? All right, let's take our break. We'll be right back. We are welcoming 2 new sponsors today. Balance of Nature is the first. Again, promo code KANE, K-A-N-E, at checkout, and save 35% off your order at balanceofnature.com. All right, we'll finish up our break. We'll be right back after this. Don't go anywhere.
Hi folks, Dr. Matez here, now with the BioStation West Delray. At BioStation West Delray, we continue to offer the highest level of experience and care you can find in the realm of hormone pellet and hormone replacement therapies. But that's just the start. We offer a full array of age management modalities, including state-of-the-art treatments for erectile dysfunction, sexual dysfunction in women, physical and sexual rejuvenation, and quite frankly, any sign or symptom of aging that you may have. And don't forget, we offer the complete array of all cosmetic modalities, including Botox, fillers, lasers, etc. Better energy, better sleep, better performance, and looks to die for. If this all sounds good to you, call us at 561-320-8893. That's 561-320-8893. Hi, this is Scott from Cut by Kilowatts.
Steve Kane Show.
I will analyze your home and
Hold on.
bill over the phone, and I can quote you on insulation, ducts, and radiant barrier. Call me now, and I'll show you how to save up to 30%.
Who said they were blocked? No. VWB, we can see you.
From here till eternity. 954-939-1500. That's 954.
Real Brian Craig on Choose Social, guys.
Call now. Get up to 50% off and receive an additional $500 on over 2,000 square feet of radiant barrier, an additional $1,000 off on 4,000 square feet of radiant barrier. Call or text me now, 954-939-1500. That's 954-939-1500. Or you can find me on the web at cutmykilowatts.com.
Hi, this is Lori Kane, and I want to talk to you about Dr. Gupta at Brighton Dental Care. I just love Dr. Gupta. I've been seeing him for around 3 years. He always has time for me. He never does unnecessary work, and his prices are very affordable. And if you need implants, see him because he has the best prices around. Let me give you the number. Write it down. It's 954-922-4633. That's 954-922-4633. BrightonDentalCare.com. He's just the best.
Listen to the Steve Kane Show on iHeartRadio. Just search for W.
Good morning, you're on the radio. What's your name? Where are you calling from?
Matthew Johnson calling from Los Angeles.
All right, Matthew in Los Angeles. That's where my daughter is right now. My daughter is in Los Angeles. Yeah, I'm trying. She wants to move there permanently. I'm not really crazy about it, but whatever.
Say this. I mean, if you're gonna move here, you better have a good, solid plan. I'll tell you that. Me and some friends are looking to buy some property outside of Los.
Oh, you must be rich. You're buying property in the LA area? Oh, wow, we got a wealthy guy on the line here. So what's on your mind? Why'd you call today?
I was watching the primaries a lot yesterday. I'm still very bummed that Madison Cawthorn lost, but at the same time, I am happy that over about 76 Trump-backed mega.
It's 7. I'm projecting Dr. Oz as the winner. He's 4,100 votes ahead. So with Dr. Oz, Trump is 76-2, and that's counting Madison Cawthorn as a loss for Trump, which he really didn't endorse fully. But yeah, we'll give him that. So it's 76-2.
Yeah, I guess I was just a little shocked by that because I thought Madison was actually a pretty good, representative. But I don't know.
Well, he made a mistake. He went up against the establishment. He went out. When he gave that interview a few weeks back. And he talked about the sex and drug party that the prominent Republican invited him to. The Republicans got rid of him, just like they did Alan West years ago. And you look at these videos and photographs that came out, and that video of him in the hotel room putting his privates in the face of another man, that's what they did. So, if he would never have said that about the sex and drug party, he would have won last night. But the Republicans got rid of Madison Cawthorn. Now, Tuesday next week, Marjorie Taylor Greene's up. She's their next target.
But that just goes to show you we've got a rigged election.
Well, it shows you. No, when you're dealing with primaries, okay? Voter turnout is low in primaries. You're dealing with activists. So what the Republican establishment have, a lot of people don't know this, okay? The Republican establishment we have the rallies, which are awesome, okay? But the Republican establishment have something working for them that most people don't know about. Local Republican clubs in every community. They look it up in your neighborhood, wherever you're at, the RNC in your local city or county. They have local Republican clubs. And those Republican clubs have been around for decades. And many of them have members of Congress in them and a lot of regular people. And they're the activist, and they're loyal to the establishment. And in a primary, when you have low voter turnout, those local Republican clubs that are owned by the establishment, they can get a turnout. And in a House race, you don't have to get too many activists out to defeat someone like Madison Cawthorn.
Wow,
people don't know about these Republican clubs, and they're crooked. They're crooked, these Republican clubs. I've had experience with them over the years here in South Florida.
Wow.
I know, it's tough.
To get out. I wish that kind of information would get out to more people, then we would be more aware of stuff.
Yeah, I mean, they're in every community in the country. Wherever there are Republicans, there's a local Republican club. And there's good people in them, but they are run by Republican establishment people. And they are not working for Trump. They hate Trump.
Yeah, and that's the problem, you know. I mean, like, take, for instance, everybody's talking about inflation. I keep saying, and I'll tell you, for one of my final assignments, because I'm actually in college, believe it or not, I actually had the option to choose why to defend Donald Trump coming back for a What? Not only did I sell it to the class, I got an A in the assignment because
you got lucky. Out in Los Angeles doing an assignment like that, my goodness. They must think you're in the Klan.
Believe it or not, I wore my Let's Go Brandon shirt as well.
What college do you go to?
I go to Cal State Los Angeles. I'm actually a marketing major.
Oh, okay. Well, people that are interested in money. Your professor is probably someone that's worked in business. So they lean to the right. Hey, listen, appreciate the call. Los Angeles, California. Take care. Thanks so much. Oh, man. Our number toll-free, 1-888-GO-CANE, 1-888-465-2631. Yeah, you know, so they are really, you know, this is, I started the hour talking about how we need to be MAGA united right now, okay? Forget about these divisions between, like, Dr. Oz and Kathy Barnett, okay? Dr. Oz, he's 4,100 votes ahead, McCormick's 2, and Barnett's 3. It's MAGA united now, ultra MAGA united, because the Democrats are united against us, and we need to be united against them. Let me play you this. This is CNN. All right, this was CNN last night giving analysis on everything, and you got Dana Bash and a bunch of other lowlives from CNN here. Listen to this discussion they're having.
Too much oxygen by those who claim to love America. Words from the press.
Yeah, white supremacy has no place in America, and this...
See, they have declared Republicans white supremacists. That's all they talk about, right?
Was the key, which I think you're getting at, MJ. Failure to say that is complicity. That is so important. It is so important. It's not just the people who are openly stoking this hate online or on TV or even in the halls of Congress, but the people who don't say stop, the people who don't call it out.
Okay, so this is, I was talking about this on my podcast yesterday, which you should all listen to. The Brian Craig Show podcast, named the number 3 must-listen-to conservative podcast in America. Number 1 was Mark Levin. Number 2, Glenn Beck's The Blaze. Number 3, the Brian Craig Show podcast on all podcast platforms. But what the Democrats are doing and the liberal media are doing now is going around asking Republicans to condemn white nationalism and condemn white supremacy. The reason they're doing that is if you condemn it, they play it as if somehow you are a part of it and supported by it, so you're condemning your followers. Some things don't need to be condemned. In our society, we accept that they are wrong. White supremacy, eating puppies, killing kittens. There's all kinds of things out there that are terrible that as a society we are strongly against, and we don't have to go around condemning it all the time. But they want Republicans to condemn it to imply that that's our base and that's us, and we're like leaving that behind us. These are low life. This is CNN yesterday.
That is seen I mean, you can look at studies and conversations that people, experts, journalists have had with white supremacists. When they hear silence, that is a green light to them. The other thing I just want to say is that we've all covered presidents, and you can tell when they're talking about something which they feel in their soul, and they're so, unfortunately in this case, fluent with, and that is for Joe Biden grief, but also the fact that he said he ran because of the hate that he saw in Charlottesville.
Please, Charlottesville was all fake. It was, Charlottesville was a fake white supremacist rally. Now, some real white supremacists did show up, okay? But that was exposed years ago, and President Trump condemned it. He said there were some good people there, and I'm not talking about the racist and white supremacist. They leave that part out.
W. Bush talking about education, or name your president talking about something that drove them to run. This was Joe Biden's issue. This was the issue that he wanted to express in a very visceral, very emotional, very personal way, and he did.
The question is, how do you sustain it, in the sense that the President of the United States saying there's a venom?
See, this is a weird panel. That's John King and Dana Bash at CNN. You know, they're divorced from one another. They have a kid together. They're divorced. Okay, and here they are on stage. And when I talk about MAGA United, these people are divorced, and they're united against Trump and united against MAGA and united against Republicans. If you're divorced someone, you hate them. They've got two people that are divorced on set together, united against Trump. So these petty differences, that's why I played this clip. They can put their divorce behind, the custody battles, the visiting hours, the whose weekend is it, all that Kramer versus Kramer crap. They can put that behind them to unite against Trump. CNN's John King and Dana Bash are divorced, and they have a kid together. And they're still united against Trump and us. So how can we not be MAGA united when divorced Democrats are uniting against us?
Venom of hate in our politics. It cannot be the story of our time. Well, then how do you bend the arc?
You know, it has been the story of our time. It has been the story of America. These sort of twin cultures, not only gun culture, but also white supremacist culture as well. And gun culture, in some ways, being used to reinforce white supremacy, as we saw in this instance in Buffalo.
Lies. You know, blacks used the Second Amendment after the Civil War to defend themselves against the Democrat KKK. You've heard Condoleezza Rice talk about her father and his friends defended their homes because they were allowed to own guns and protected themselves and their families from the Klan.
And as we've seen in other instances, El Paso, in Pittsburgh, in Charleston as well a few years ago, you know, Biden was talking about two Americas here. He talked about the ordinary African Americans, many of whom came to Buffalo fleeing racial violence. You think about the ways in which these northern black towns came to existence. A lot of those folks were fleeing oppression in the South, only to be met with oppression and racist violence in these northern cities, going about their daily lives at a grocery store. That is one America, and the other America, the kind of racism that has coursed through this country for decades and hasn't been denounced enough, hasn't been rooted out enough. You know, oftentimes it is African Americans who talk about racism. It is really a white cultural problem that white Americans have to come to terms with. Why is it that African Americans and brown and black people more generally are seen as the other, or demonized so easily in a lot of our politics? You know, we sort of talk about white supremacy, but it's also the ways in which people talk about folks coming across the border, the demonization that goes around.
Okay, so they got it. That's CNN. They are united. They got divorced people on TV who hate each other, who fight over everything in their lives, can't stand each other, on a set together on TV, united against Trump and MAGA. So forget about what Republican you were for that lost last night. The Trump train, if divorced Democrats can get together against Trump, MAGA can be united after last night. Oh, man. All right, we're coming up on the top of the hour break. Huge Father's Day sale right now at MyPillow.com. This is a very, very, very limited special exclusively for Father's Day. The MyPillow My Slippers, the regular price $139.98. $139.98 regular price for the My Slippers. The Father's Day special, which applies to both the male and female slippers, by the way. The Father's Day specials, the MyPillow My Slippers, both male and female, just $49.98. An incredible deal, the lowest price ever. This is a very limited special. All the inventory is currently in stock, but that's not going to be the case for long. So that's $90 off the MyPillow My Slippers with the promo code Kane at checkout, K-A-N-E, on the radio listener specials at MyPillow.com. They come in black, tan, gray, pink for the ladies. I think one is that charcoal? Many different colors. Regularly $139.98, just $49.98. $90 off with the promo code Kane at checkout, K-A-N-E. The lowest. These are perfect for Father's Day. But the special applies to the lady slippers too. You can also order by phone, 1-800-716-4879. 1-800-716-4879.
To WWNN Pompano Beach, 1470 AM, 95.3 in Boca, 96.9 in Lauderhill, the talk of South Florida.
Hi, this is Scott from Cut by Kilowatts. If you call or text me on my cell phone, I will analyze your home and your
many different colors,
phone, and I can quote you on insulation.
What I keep doing, you see me behind Trumpy Bear, I have a radio, and I'm at the radio station alone. There's usually a producer, a board op at the control room on the other side of the building at the radio station. They're not here today, so I'm running the whole shebang by myself. So I got to make sure I have the levels set right over at the radio station master control room, and I do that by listening to myself on the radio as I go to break to hear if my levels on my mic are all right.
What do you need help with right now? Anxiety? Insomnia? Stress? Stomach issues? Skin conditions? Chronic pain? Or something else? Have you thought about CBD? The Steve Kane Show has partnered with the top CBD company in the nation that's offering amazing CBD products for you, your loved ones, and your pets. Online at CBDKANE.com. Oils, soft gels, creams, and more. CBDKane.com has exactly what you're looking for. The CBD is available in different degrees of potency, so you can choose the perfect CBD strength for your needs. This is full spectrum CBD, made with organically grown hemp. CBD is known for its healing properties. It's natural, safe, and effective. Visit CBDKANE.com. That's CBDKane.com, the official CBD of the Steve Kane Show. CBDKane.com. Bringing you the finest CBD at great prices.
Dr. Gupta at Brighton Dental is the official dentist of the Steve Kane Show. For good reason, he does great work at affordable prices. Listen to a Steve Kane listener share their experience with Dr. Gupta.
Hi, this is Tim, one of your loyal listeners, and I just want to thank you for turning me on to Dr. Gupta. I went over to him yesterday, and I had a great experience, and makes you feel very comfortable over there, and has a beautiful place, and I thank you guys very much. Have a great one.
Dr. Gupta, the official dentist of the Steve Kane Show. Make Dr. Gupta the official dentist of your family. Give him a call, 954-922-4633. 954-922-4633. Online, BrightonDentalCare.com.
Attention seniors, have you protected you and your family from financial ruin? You are invited to attend Attorney Barry Siegel's free Living Trust Workshop. Make sure you and your family are properly protected even if you already have a trust. Learn how to avoid losing an inheritance to predators like divorcing spouses, lawsuits, creditors, government agencies, and the IRS. Learn how to prevent running out of money before you run out of life. Learn how to avoid being forced to spend down your assets. Learn how to avoid nursing home seizure of your assets. This free Living Trust Workshop with Attorney Barry Siegel is Thursday, May 26th at 10 a.m. at the South County Civic Center in Delray. Seating is limited, so reserve your seat for this free estate planning workshop and call 1-855-FLA-ESTATE. That's 855-352-3782. 855-352-3782.
You are listening to the Steve Kane Radio Show, the longest-running radio show in Florida, on the air since 1977. This year celebrating 45 years on the air. Now, Kane with Brian Craig.
All right, guys, welcome back. 5 minutes after the hour. I'm Brian Craig. It's the Steve Kane Radio Show, Florida's longest running radio show. That's right. And I'm looking out over the ocean right now at the beach. Sunrise on the beach right now. Just looked out the window. The window behind me faces south, but if I lean over real far, I can see due east and see the beach and see the ocean and see the sunrise over the ocean. What a great view. All right, welcome. And the sun is up because Trump just had a sweep last night. I'm projecting Dr. Oz as the winner. He's 4,100 votes ahead. They're going to go to a recount. McCormick is 2. Kathy Barnett a distant 3rd. So if we right now the official count, not including Dr. Oz and giving the Democrats the Madison Cawthorn defeat in the primary, President Trump right now the official count 75 victories, 2 losses with his endorsements. 75-2. It is historic in nature. This is huge. Oh, man. Yeah. Isn't that absolutely amazing? It's exciting. And I'm projecting Dr. Oz as the winner in Pennsylvania. And they're going to try to drag that one out as long as they can. It's not official, the Dr. Oz victory yet. I am projecting Dr. Oz. There's a recount going on, but if you follow recounts over the years, whoever is ahead typically remains ahead, and especially when they're this far ahead. Most recounts I've seen are much closer, but that's exciting, isn't it? It really is exciting. I mean, this is just this is amazing. And the day after the election in November is when I expect President Trump to come out and announce he's running for re-election, his second non-consecutive term in 2024, and the presidential election season will begin. This is really an exciting time, people, and we are very lucky to live in this time. And what the never-Trumpers, what the media, what the Democrats and the Republican establishment rats, Republicans against Trump, what they're going to realize is that Trump having 2 non-consecutive terms is going to be much more powerful and much more effective than 2 consecutive terms, because he's got this midterm thing going on here with Biden where he is just doing a boom. He's going to have this, think about this. He's going to have massive victories here in the midterms, and then in 2024 he's going to have another host of victories. He's going to have a packed Congress of MAGA, loyal MAGA Republicans. Now, some of these people in the primaries, they may be fake MAGA pretending, but the MAGA movement is so strong, so powerful, led by President Trump and the Trump family, that even those who hate Trump, that are fake MAGA, they're going to have to toe the line and be on Trump's side. So this is just a great morning. And of course, I'm celebrating. You should be celebrating too. The media, on the other hand, they are not celebrating. They are not happy because they're losers and they got nothing. This baby formula crisis is just, there's so many crises. But this baby formula one, between that and the gas prices, this is a tough one. People that don't follow news and don't follow politics know there's no baby formula, and the gasoline prices are high, and inflation is hitting people, right? And you don't have to follow the news and the politics to understand that. Do you know what people are doing when they go into grocery stores and Walmarts now? What do you think what people are doing? What do you think? They're looking to see if there's baby formula, even if they don't have babies. Right? They're looking to see if there's baby formula, even if they don't have babies. That's, and the Democrats have no solutions to this. So they're turning everyone against them. Now, listen, there's only one opening on our board, so if you'd like to call in, do it now. 1-888-GO-KANE-1. If you're new to the program, we take all the calls screenless. When you call in, I just put you on hold, and I screen live on the air. This is the only show that does that. We do have people here at the radio station who could screen calls, but we choose to do it live on the air because it makes the show more interesting, I believe, and we don't know what's coming. And I'm taking the calls random. I don't know who's who or anything. Good morning, you're on the air. What's your name? Where are you calling from?
It's Rich from Boca Raton.
Hey, Rich, what's up? Doing all right?
Hey, so here's my take on things. So I'm 60 years old, not a young kid here, and this whole thing with this white nationalism, white racism, whatever they're calling it these days, it just rings so obvious that they found themselves their big lie.
Well, the white, I appreciate the call. The white nationalism thing that they're doing is just desperate. You know, I'm not saying there are not white nationalists in this country, but they're very small in numbers and they're not organized as a political force. If white nationalists existed in numbers and were organized as a political force, they would have been on every street corner when we had a black president for 8 years. Right now, we have a vice president who's a double minority, right? She's black and Indian, like from India, right? If white supremacists were organized and were a political movement and were large in numbers and were out there like we're being led to believe by the media, they would be protesting having a minority vice president everywhere. And they're not doing that. There's other examples too. It's a liberal urban legend. You're on the air. What's your name? Where are you calling from? Good morning. Every once in a while we have to prove we're going screenless. What's your name? Where are you calling from? All right. Once, twice. All right. You're on the air. What's your name? Where are you calling from?
Good morning, Cassandra and Doug.
Hey, Doug.
Fantastic. Without Trump, we would have no way all these great mega people being on the ballot and winning. This is fantastic. I'm hoping everybody's starting to realize that Trump has the clout to get everybody we need in politics and fix this country. You know, the other thing I want to mention is I see we have no baby formula. We're going to give $40 billion to Ukraine, not for military, it's just for their government. And yet somebody said all we spent is $1 billion on our border, and we have over 100,000 people dying from fentanyl. You know, these rhinos are really sickening. You know, we got to get them out, and hopefully this new election will start the process.
Well, I saw a story online this morning. It's out of Washington State, and it was in the local news in Washington State, and it's starting to pick up. Their gas stations in Washington State have been found to have added a digit to the price section of their gas pumps. Which means they're expecting double-digit gas prices. They're expecting $10 or above. They don't have right now. The gas pumps of America can only go up to $9.99 and 9/10 cents, and now they're setting them up where they can go $10 and above. And of course, it starts in the liberal states because the gas is higher in liberal states because of all their liberal taxes.
Yeah, so we need to have high gas prices on top of all the inflation. I don't know what they're trying to do.
Angry Pasta, $5 super chat. Thank you. Please thank Angry Pasta.
It's almost. I say sometimes, could they be doing this on purpose?
Oh, are they trying to? No. No, they're. Listen. Let me give you an example. Okay, there's a lot of economic problems going on right now. Right, gas prices, inflation, and these things. Okay. The thing with that is a president has economic advisors. They have economic advisors to go to. Who are the economic advisors that Biden goes to? Who do you think? What type of person?
Some liberal flunky doesn't know what the hell he's...
Well, his economic advisors are economists who have never had jobs. They have PhDs in economics. They spent their youth in college getting their PhDs in economics, and then what did they do? They became college professors. They never worked out in the real world. So he's going to college professors for economic advice. Well, inflation is secular with the blah, 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 as opposed to Donald Trump, who is an economist himself, going to a top school and being a top billionaire businessman, is a true economist, and people around him are. He's going to college professors who have never had jobs out of the university and asking them how to fix the problems. They don't know what the hell they're doing. They know textbooks.
But don't they see the public is all annoyed? I mean, who the hell?
They don't care.
Is on every unbelievable. They just want to wreck this country.
They don't know. They don't care. They don't care what you think. Biden cares about one thing and one thing only: getting paid. Getting paid with his backroom deals.
Well, you know, this guy. The founding fathers said once before. The founding fathers made a mistake. They should have had us be able to have a recall election.
Well, that's the Constitution. All right, take care. All right, 16 minutes after the hour. So, yeah, we're welcoming 2 new sponsors to the Steve Kane Show. One is Balance of Nature. I was talking about in the last hour. At checkout at balanceofnature.com with the promo code KANE, K-A-N-E. Save 35% off your Balance of Nature purchase. And our second new sponsor, the Steve Kane Show, we have partnered with the top CBD company in America, CBD Pure. If you go to cbdkane.com, huge savings, very great prices on CBD products. Go to cbdkane.com, K-A-N-E. This is our second new sponsor that we're announcing today, and we're very excited about that. So let's take our break. We'll be right back. It's the Steve Kane Show. I'm Brian Craig. Don't go anywhere.
What do you need help with right now? Anxiety? Insomnia? Stress? Stomach issues? Skin conditions? Chronic pain? Or something else? Have you thought about CBD? The Steve Kane Show has partnered with the top CBD company in the nation that's offering amazing CBD products for you, your loved ones, and your pets. Online at cbdkane.com. Oils, soft gels, creams, and more. CBDKane.com has exactly what you're looking for. The CBD is available in different degrees of potency, so you can choose the perfect CBD strength for your needs. This is full spectrum CBD, made with organically grown hemp. CBD is known for its healing properties. It's natural, safe, and effective. Visit CBDKANE.com. That's CBDKane.com, the official CBD of the Steve Kane Show. CBDKane.com, bringing you the finest CBD at great prices.
Hi, Tom Laporta here from Laporta Contracting, Roofing, and Building Restoration. We survived the 2021 hurricane season. Now it's time to get your building envelope ready for the next season. Laporta Contracting installs all types of roofs, from asphalt, clay, and concrete, standing metal seam, flat roofs, and slate tile systems. Our building restoration offers complete envelope protection to include siding, stucco, concrete restoration, impact windows and doors, weatherproofing, and painting. Laporta Contracting serves single-family, multifamily, HOAs, and commercial properties. Call Laporta Contracting today for a free evaluation and estimate, and go to our website to see our team and past customer videos at laportacontracting.com. Our number is 954-604-4602. That number again is 954-604-4602. And thanks for listening to the Steve Kane Show.
Do you suffer from neuropathy? Maybe.
Itchy Brain, where's that story? I got to see that story. Itchy Brain, send me that story. Can you DM it to me on Twitter? And then let me know after you do it. Where's that story?
The Lighthouse Medical Center. Call 754-222-6642 for a no-charge consultation and say goodbye to your neuropathy symptoms. 754-222-6642. Online, lighthousemedicalcenter.com.
Listen to the Steve Kane Show on iHeartRadio. Just search for Don't.
All righty. 19 minutes after the hour, I'm Brian Craig. It's the Steve Kane Show, Florida's longest-running radio show on the radio since 1977. We're celebrating the great victories of President Trump. Last night, I am projecting Dr. Oz as the winner. He's 41 votes ahead. So that would be 76-2, giving the Democrats the law. Counting Madison Cawthorn as a Trump endorsement. I don't know. Was Madison Cawthorn a real Trump endorsement? I'm not sure about that. I mean, I know he came out a couple days ago and said give the kid a chance, but I don't know. Yeah, we'll consider it an endorsement, I guess. Okay, so I was talking earlier about the baby formula shortage, which is not I mean, I just cannot imagine what it must be like for a parent to go to the store and not be able to find food for their baby, for their infant. It's crazy. It's crazy. That's Biden's America, turning America into Venezuela. Making America Venezuela. That's his campaign slogan. Yes. I like that. Making it, Joe Biden, Biden-Harris. Making America Venezuela. Isn't that something? Oh, man. Oh, man. Well, listen, here's the thing, though. Joe Biden's on it. Listen to this. Jill Biden. Did you see Joe and Jill walking to lay the flowers in Buffalo yesterday? The two of them, he can hardly walk. She's holding him up, right? I don't know why this is, but Jill Biden cannot walk in high heels. Have you ever noticed this? Jill cannot walk in high heels. And I saw them walking to put the flowers down for their photo op yesterday, and I don't know who was holding who up. Was she holding up Joe? Was he holding up Jill? I don't know. But Jill Biden released a video with the Surgeon General. So and they're telling you they got the baby formula crisis. They got it under control. Listen to this. So this is the Surgeon General with Jill Biden. Now the Surgeon General, he's a real doctor. Jill Biden's a doctor of education or something. But listen to this. They got it under control. Listen to this.
We want to take a moment to talk to parents who have questions about infant formula.
Okay, right there. When have you ever heard someone call baby formula infant formula? Now, I understand that that's an accurate description of it, but I've never, if he's calling it infant formula, not baby formula, he seems a little out of touch, the Surgeon General. But he's got Jill with him; they got it under control.
We want to take a moment to talk to parents who have questions about infant formula.
Becoming a mom or dad means falling in love deeper than you ever thought possible. And in those first few months of sleepless nights, of endless diapers and dirty dishes, and worrying about every little danger, your love can feel like the only thing that keeps you going. It's hard. But when that tiny hand takes your finger, you know that it's worth everything. I want you to know that you're...
Now keep in mind, this woman who's telling you how to raise your child, this is the mother who raised, yes, Hunter Biden. She did a great job, huh?
You're doing an incredible job, even if you don't always feel that way. I know that you're worried about how you're going to feed your
I got the article, Neil.
The president sees you, and he hears you, and his team is working around the clock to get you what you need. And I've asked our Surgeon General, Vivek Murthy, the nation's top doctor, to share what you need to know about infant formula.
I know it's frustrating and potentially scary for parents to be unable to find formula. I've got young children, so I understand how stressful this can be. First, you should know that the president has been working tirelessly to increase the supply.
Okay, what? Yeah, really? Then why are the shelves empty? I was just at the grocery store yesterday, and there's no baby formula. Even the powder's running out.
Supply. He's worked with manufacturers to increase their production capacity. He's also worked with manufacturers and the FDA to get the closed factory back online.
I've seen that closed factory online. Are they telling us that our shelves are empty because of this closed factory? Are you kidding me? Really? It's a tiny factory.
Strict safety standards. He's worked with the FDA and partners to import supply from abroad safely.
But in the meantime, if you're having trouble...
So now think about this. Think about this. He's working to import baby formula into America safely. So now, what is he doing? We have a baby food problem, right? Infants need the formula. So what's Biden doing? The United States of America, the #1 greatest economy in the world, the first of first world nations, are applying for foreign baby formula aid now. When do we apply for foreign aid? Itchy Brain, file a super chat. Please thank Itchy Brain. Thank you, Itchy Brain. Did we survive no air conditioning? No.
In the meantime, if you're having trouble finding baby formula,
Oh, here we go.
there's a few things that you should keep in mind.
For most infants, it's okay to use a different brand of formula.
Okay, well, the problem is there were no brands on the shelves, Surgeon General. Okay? I was just there. There were no brands. You can use a different brand. There's no brand on the shelf. The shelves are empty. Empty. Okay? So there were no other brands, Surgeon General.
Things that you should keep in mind.
For most infants, it's okay to use a different brand of formula than the one you're used to. As we increase supply from imports, you may see different brands at your store. I know that can feel like a big change, and it can be scary. But all infant formula on the shelf
Infant formula. I have never heard baby formula called infant formula ever. Have you?
is safe for your baby. All formula will meet the FDA's gold standard, and only safe formula will come to American shelves. Make sure you never water down formula, and don't make your own at home or use toddler formula to feed infants. These are not solutions that we would consider.
Well, don't make it at home. Okay, I agree, but there's no brand in the store, Surgeon General, whatever your name is. Can we get the Trump Surgeon General back?
Make sure you never water down formula, and don't make your own at home or use toddler formula to feed infants. These are not solutions that we would consider safe. If you need help or want more information, go to hhs.gov/formula.
I know that you have questions. Any parent would. So call your pediatrician. They can provide you the best, most updated advice. And share this with your friends to help them.
What, your non-answers? Okay, let me go to this. He said let me go to the website. So it's 1 o'clock in the morning, baby's crying, the baby monitor's going off, there's no food, there's no formula, wife sends you out, and there's no baby formula, but the Surgeon General said go to hhs.gov. Okay, where's the slash on this thing? I can't find the backslash. See, this is how hard it is. Formula. Okay. Formula. Okay. So I can't, it's 1 in the morning, baby monitor's gone off, baby's crying, baby wants to be fed, there's no formula. I go out to the 24-hour Walmart, the 24-hour Walgreens to buy the formula. There's no formula. Dr. Jill Biden and Biden's Surgeon General said that's okay, go to hhs.gov/formula. Okay, let me go there. And I got a fact sheet. It says fact sheet helping families find formula during the infant formula shortage. And view in Spanish by pressing this link. To address this is okay. So baby's crying. There's no formula, right? To address infant formula shortage in the wake of Abbott Nutrition's voluntary recall. Notice again, shifting the blame. They did a voluntary recall. No, it's because you bought it all up for the illegal babies at the southern border.
Attention seniors and those who care about them. How would you like to have instant access to a Medicare advocate at the touch of a button? You can. For less than $1 a day with I Will Advocates. I Will Advocates will assist you with doctor appointment scheduling, pharmacy issues, billing problems, plan benefits, Medicare applications. They'll even help when you're in the hospital. I Will Advocate clients are family, and they go to bat for their family when you need them the most. Let them be your golden guardians. Contact I Will Advocates right now online at iwilladvocates.com or call them directly, 954-345-1214. No matter where you're located throughout the state of Florida or nationwide, 954-345-1214. 954-345-1214.
Hi, this is Scott from Cut My Kilowatts. If you call or text me on my cell phone, I will analyze your home and your FPL bill over the phone, and I can quote you on insulation, ducts, and radiant barrier. Call me now, and I'll show you how to save up to 30 to 40% on your electric bill this month and for every month from here till eternity. 954-939-1500. That's 954-939-1500. Call now, get up to 50% off, and receive an additional $500 on over 2,000 square feet of radiant barrier, an additional $1,000 off on 4,000 square feet of radiant barrier. Call or text me now, 954-939-1500. That's 954-939-1500. Or you can find me on the web at cutmykilowatts.com.
Brian Craig here. Conservative Doug called me up live on the air to tell me about his experience at Friendly Tire.
I had two ball tires in the back of my Infiniti. I called them up, and I always check prices first. Half the price of everybody else.
Half the price? Half the price at Friendly Tire. Wow.
Half the price, and not only that, his tires, which nobody, the tires I was looking at, had any mileage guarantee. His is 60,000 mile warranty. So they're not only half the price, the price is good.
So you're a repeat customer over there at Friendly Tire. You bought new tires, right? So you bought new tires, because they also sell used tires, starting at just $30 for most sizes. But you bought new tires, and they were half the price at Friendly Tire than at the other tire shops around town. That is phenomenal, and came with a 60,000 mile warranty on the tires. That's great. And of course, Friendly Tire, they never charge you to mount the tire, balance the tire, or dispose of your old tires. The prices that they give you are out the door and on the road. And
everybody should go there. I don't know how anybody could buy tires anyplace else. This guy is the best prices.
That's right. That's right. Listen, give Friendly Mike at Friendly Tire a call. His number, 954-977-9445. He'll give you a quote right over the phone, 954-977-9445. Online, friendlytire.net, or you can just stop right in. The address is listed at stevekaneshow.com. 5415 Northwest 15th Street in Margate, and that's just a little north of Coconut Creek Parkway on the east side of 441 State Road 7. Well, Conservative Doug, thanks so much, and I'm glad you got such a great deal on your tires at Friendly Tire in Margate.
Listen to the Steve Kane Show on iHeartRadio. Just search for WWN.
All right, 34 minutes after the hour. I'm Brian Craig. It's the Steve Kane Show. Steve will be joining us after the top of the hour. We're celebrating the great Trump sweep last night, and Dr. Oz is 4,100 votes ahead. So I am projecting him as the winner. That'll put Trump at 76-2, which I think is a world record with endorsements. And of course, Madison Cawthorn is the second person to fall. That's what happens when these things that they did to him. Welcome back, everyone. Our number toll free 1-888-GO-KANE 1-888-465-2631. Do you guys remember Carl Cameron from Fox News Channel? He covered politics for years on Fox News, and he always seemed to be like a good guy. Now he's over on MSNBC, and he is a radical leftist who wants to actually jail people who are Republicans, who are MAGA. He wants to put people in jail. Listen to this. Is yesterday, MSNBC, Carl Cameron talks about why he got out of Fox News Channel.
Championed by Tucker Carlson. What happens at Fox News when something like this happens?
I can't even imagine. It's partly why I ended up getting out of there. It really is kind of horrible to think that journalists with national and international capacity are putting together this type of nonsense. I think the president did a great job. I wish he had done a lot of this a lot sooner, and we need a lot more from the left and the middle. And we got to watch out, because the Republicans have become the purveyors of misinformation. And when our two-party system is broken like that, democracy is seriously in trouble. The president acknowledged that. It's time to actually start doing things and maybe taking some names and putting people in jail.
Wow, putting people in jail. He's talking about Fox News. He's talking about people that put out what Carl Cameron and MSNBC describe as misinformation. We need to take their names down and put them in jail. Oh my goodness. Okay, we got an update on the count. Dr. Oz is still ahead. He's ahead now, not by 4,100, but I'm looking at the Philadelphia Inquirer. They've got a latest count, and Dr. Oz is now 2,200. Let's see here. Doing the math in my head quickly, guys. Let's see, 9, 10, 11. He's 2,672 votes ahead. So he's 2,600 votes ahead, Dr. Oz. They're still counting. Kathy Barnett far behind, so she's no longer in the competition. But Dr. Oz still ahead, 2,600 votes ahead of McCormick at the latest numbers. So he has remained in the lead. All right, let's go. Although McCormick's closing in. You're on the air. What's your name? Where are you calling from?
My name is Dave. I'm from Sunrise.
Dave in Sunrise. What's up, Dave from Sunrise?
I wanted to shift gears. I'm kind of curious to maybe...
Well, we'll see about that. We'll see about the shifting of the gears.
All right. I'm just curious real quick. I won't take up too much.
Here we go.
2,000 mules. Why is someone...
Oh, my goodness. See, there you go. There you go. Oh, my goodness. There, you know, there was a time in talk radio when the trolls had talent. Talent. What happened to the talented trolls? We're left with, I don't know, what's happened? Where have all the trolls gone that have talent? That can walk you down a garden path, they can set up a host on the radio and have something clever. Anyone can do that. All right. If you're on hold, stand by. We're waiting for the delay to build back up before we take any further calls. But if you'd like to call in and hold while the delay builds back up, it's 1-888-GO-KANE 1-888-465-2631. You notice I told you right before it even happened. If here we go. I can tell by the way a caller says hello whether they are real or a troll. I could just tell. I used to be very strongly opposed to police officers doing profiling, and I realized through all my years of doing this that I can profile a caller and tell you everything about them just by the way they say hello. And when I realized that I was doing that and could do it on a dime without even thinking, I realized that police officers, with their experience on the street, profiling, of course, it's not a perfect science, but it has a greater success rate than you would think. So anyway, as we wait for the delay to build back up, that's what happens when you see. There's every once in a while we got to prove to you that we're going screenless. All right, 1-888-GO-KANE 1. It takes a while. If you're we have the longest delay in radio. If you were listening on your radio, not the apps, not iHeartRadio or YouTube. If you were listening on the radio, what you were hearing was said by me 40 seconds ago. We have a 40-second delay, the longest delay in the business. In fact, we got two delays. One delay here and a delay at the master control down the hall. If you're listening on like iHeartRadio, the delay can be, I called, it's so long, I don't even know how long the delay is on iHeartRadio. It is a long one. I called Uncle High's show last week, and I was outside in my front yard on the phone because my dog was barking, so I went outside. The dog was barking at the beginning of the call, so I walked outside, and I, after the call was over, and I was no longer talking on the Uncle High show, I hung up the phone, put the phone in my pocket, got my garbage cans, took them out to the curb because trash day was the next morning. I walked back in the house. My wife was listening on the iHeartRadio app, and I was still talking. I hung up the phone and I took out the garbage, and I was still on the... That's how long the delay is. And we need it. We need it. If you watch on YouTube, there's a slight delay too. It's not as long. I'm not sure how long that delay is either. But what's on the radio was said 40 seconds ago. So I'm like in the future. I'm like a time traveler. A time talker, I guess you should say. So anyway, what I began the show with is there were a lot of divisions in this primary season, in particular over, and we're not done with the primaries, but there was a big division between MAGA over Oz and Barnett. But Barnett's completely out of it now, okay? It's between McCormick and Dr. Oz. McCormick's gaining on him this morning. Hey, if McCormick pulls it through, he pulls it through. No matter what happens, a Republican's winning, right? So that's a good thing. So we got to get by. Whoever wins in Pennsylvania, looks like Oz, He's maintained his lead. McCormick's closing in. They got, and by the way, that count in the local Philadelphia paper, they're saying 95% of the vote is in. So I don't know. That's a big 2,600's a big stretch to make, but you never know. You never know. But I'm still projecting him as the winner as of now. If I'm wrong, I'm wrong. Who cares? I just want to be able to do what they do on TV. Project. I just need the sounder music. Oh, did any of you watch any of the election primary coverage on CNN last night? I watched a little bit of it. Chris Wallace was there, and he looked so comfortable on that panel with Axelrod and Anderson Cooper. It's like he was home, right? Liberal CNN, surrounded by like-minded liberals, and Chris Wallace, he looked like he was loving it. He didn't look like he was upset that he lost his app show. I think he's glad he lost it. But anyway, whoever wins in Pennsylvania, we got to be completely MAGA united at this point. And if you watch any of the liberal mainstream media, and you really should, I know it's tough sometimes, especially MSNBC, but if you watch the liberal media, you learn a lot because they tell you everything they're thinking and everything they're doing. And if you noticed in the clips I've played today so far, there's a constant theme with the Democrats in the liberal mainstream media. Define the entire left as white supremacist. Right? That's what they're doing. They're going to define the entire MAGA movement as white supremacist. The left are very united in that. This is yesterday. Chuck Todd had a panel. Listen to this. This is Chuck Todd's panel, MSNBC.
All right, but let's talk about one of the elephants in the room, and that is the appeasement of this white supremacy stuff.
What do you mean the elephant in the room? Who is appeasing white supremacists? See what they're doing? They've created a false narrative, and then they want you to go out there as a Republican and denounce their false narrative.
And this, look, it does appear there are a lot of Republicans who don't want to denounce it because they're afraid of turning off the base.
Yep.
This is a huge virus in the GOP.
Yeah, my first job in politics was...
Wow, okay, so white supremacy is a huge virus in the RNC. Really? Who are the white supremacists in the Republican Party? The only segregationist I know of is Joe Biden, and he's in the Democrat Party. Could you please give us some names, Chuck Todd? So then he goes to this guy who is a Republican. Can you believe this guy he's talking to is a Republican?
There are a lot of Republicans who don't want to denounce it because they're afraid of turning off the base.
Yep.
This is a huge virus in the GOP.
Yeah, my first job in politics was for Jesse Helms. Then I worked for Michael Steele, first African-American RNC chair. Then for Eric Cantor, highest elected Jewish Republican. So I've seen race in the GOP in every kind of guise. And these are things I thought were dead and buried that have emerged over the last 5 years, 6 years. Who would have...
Oh. He thought that the Republican Party was racist, but they put it behind him. This is a Republican talking, right? But it's back.
Who would help have stirred that if we could think of just one person, right? Former president. And Republicans or politicians respond to their voters, good or bad. Mm-hmm. And that this is a growing voice and movement within the party means that unfortunately it's not going away anytime soon. And leadership can and should condemn it. But that's not necessarily going to stop anything, and that's what's troubling for me. There aren't clear answers here.
Look, I think the president wants to make this part of the national message.
Where are these white nationalists they're talking? The shooter in Buffalo was a lunatic, right? He's insane. He's a mental patient, all right? And a criminal. It's interesting. One white guy commits a terrible crime, and it's like an indictment against all white people that are Republican. Where are the white nationalist leaders? They keep talking about white nationalism, the Republican Party, and it's the MAGA base. Where are the white nationalist leaders that are out there that they're talking about?
Do all Democratic candidates?
Well, listen, I tell you this. If a Democrat doesn't want to make bringing all Americans together and stopping the violence part of the national conversation, well, shame on them. Mm-hmm. Because it should be. And look, I agree with Liz Liz Cheney on this.
This guy's a Democrat. He's agreeing with Liz Cheney.
There's too much enabling of this sort of language and sort of rhetoric, and the end result.
Too much explaining it away.
Right.
I mean, I can't tell you how many times. No. This immigration policy isn't racist. It's this. And it's like, all right, go to Ellis Island.
Right.
They'll show you the posters that look like they could be today on Fox News.
No, that's right. But also, sort of long term. And I know we keep talking about this but long term. That's not where moderate voters are. I think.
Why doesn't he do a segment? Why doesn't he? He can go to Ellis Island with his TV crew, Chuck Todd. Show us the posters at Ellis Island that sound like Fox News and MAGA on immigration policy today.
Narrow their tent when they don't denounce this sort of behavior. When clearly, listen, moderate middle swath of America is not where they are.
Pat McCrory is trying to be where those voters are, and he's getting crushed.
Well, Pat McCrory, unfortunately, hasn't had a message this entire campaign.
Okay, and then he goes on to some other things. See, their whole message is white supremacy, white nationalism, and if you don't denounce it, you are one. This is their new thing. And you know what? It's going to fail. It's going to fail. We're expecting the Roe v. Wade decision today, right? Did they say today it's coming out? Oh, yeah. That'll change the cycle real quick. All right. Let's take our break. Last break of the second hour of the program. Steve Kane will be joining us at the top of the hour. I'm Brian Craig. Let's take that break, okay? We'll be right back after this.
Hi, Tom Laporta here from Laporta Contracting, Roofing, and
Steve Kane Show.
Restoration. We survived the 2021 hurricane season. Now it's time to get your building envelope ready for the next season. Laporta Contracting installs all types of roofs, from asphalt, clay, and concrete.
Trolls. The phones are nothing but trolls.
Tile systems. Our building restoration offers complete envelope protection to include siding, stucco, concrete restoration, impact windows and doors, weatherproofing, and painting. Laporta Contracting serves single-family, multifamily, HOAs, and commercial properties. Call Laporta Contracting today for a free evaluation and estimate, and go to our website to see our team and past customer videos at laportacontracting.com. Our number is 954-604-4602. That number again is 954-604-4602. And thanks for listening to the Steve Kane Show.
So you've been told you need a health test. What are you going to have to pay? Health tests can be very expensive. If you go to your doctor's office or one of the big labs, it can cost you hundreds of dollars. Sometimes I haven't had lab tests because of the cost. Then I discovered Any Lab Test Now of Coral Springs. Any Lab Test Now of Coral Springs' goal is to get you all the lab tests you need, save you money, and get you in and out in 15 minutes or less. At Any Lab Test Now of Coral Springs, you never need an appointment, no doctor's order, or prescription needed either. You can walk right in and have any of their thousands of lab tests done for just a fraction of the price the big labs or your doctor's office charge. Give them a call, 954-906-5983. 954-906-5983. Any Lab Test Now of Coral Springs is located on the southeast corner of University and Ramblewood near the Coral Square Mall. Any Lab Test Now of Coral Springs. Private and affordable lab testing. 954-906-5983.
Dr. Matez here from the Biostation West Delray. Many of you are familiar with the famous erection injection, an extremely effective treatment for erectile dysfunction made popular right here on the Steve Kane Show. I'm here to tell you that the erection injection is just the tip of the iceberg when it comes to the extensive array of treatment options now available at the Biostation West Delray. Our custom compounded products yield combinations and dosages that increase the efficacy of Viagra and Cialis greatly. We also offer treatments that can correct the problem at its source, such as PRP and sound wave pulse therapies that restore your natural function. State-of-the-art testing and the most current treatment options all available in one place, the Biostation West Delray. If you want to correct your erectile problems once and for all, call us at 561-320-8893. That's 561-320-8893.
Listen to the Steve Kane Show.
Oh, man, I know that the Democrats are in a panic because our phones have been filled off the air with liberal trolls trying to get us all dragged. It ain't going to work. All right. President Trump on his social media platform, Truth Social, has been like active as like he used to be on Twitter. So if you're on Truth Social, you know what I'm talking about. Those of you that are not, try to get on it. because Trump is talking constantly, and he tweeted an article that a listener mentioned to me and some people have sent to me this morning, and this is really, wow. Okay. The Clinton lawyer, Sussman, is on trial in federal court, and we've all been very excited about that. And I've noticed that Sussman has been got a little attitude. He's been a little snarky. He's been fighting Durham, right? Have you noticed this? And he doesn't seem like he's got a worry in the world. And I thought, well, maybe this guy is just insane. And there's a story out of Zero Hedge that President Trump has posted on Truth Social as well. It's called a truthing. Instead of tweeting, you truth. Listen to this. Remember Lisa Page, Peter Strzok's girlfriend? Listen to this. Conflict of interest? Obama-appointed Russiagate judge. So the judge of the Sussman case in this Durham case is an Obama appointee. Obama-appointed judge is married to Lisa Page's lawyer. The judge is married to Lisa Page's lawyer and knows Sussman, who's on trial in her courtroom. Listen to this. It's out of Zero Hedge. This is insane. Lisa Page, a former FBI lawyer, played a central role in the investigation of Trump's ties to Russia, a hoax created by the 2016 Clinton campaign and spread to the media by several operatives, including Sussman, who's now on trial, the Clinton lawyer. As the trial against Clinton campaign lawyer Michael Sussman begins, questions have emerged over the judge's apparent conflict of interest. In addition to having been a professional acquaintance with the defendant, so now, I'm not a lawyer, I'm not a judge, I've been to traffic court a couple times, small claims court too, oh boy. But if the judge knows the defendant in a criminal case facing like 20 years or something like that, aren't judges supposed to recuse themselves? Do we have any? I know we've got, listen, I know we have judges in the audience. They don't want to call in. I know for a fact there are multiple judges in South Florida who listen to this program, and I know we have lawyers. In addition to having been a professional acquaintance with the defendant, U.S. District Judge Christopher Casey Cooper, an Obama appointee who was a member of Obama's transition team, is married to Amy Jeffress, who's representing Lisa Page in her lawsuit against the FBI. I guess it's Jeffress. Jeffress also served as a top aide to Eric Holder, while current Attorney General Merrick Garland presided over the 1999 wedding of the judge. Okay, so they got this straight. The judge is a friend of Sussman who's on trial in their courtroom. The judge is married to Lisa Page's, Peter Strzok's girlfriend, attorney. And the judge was married to his attorney wife by Merrick Garland? What the hell? And they're talking about UFOs on Outnumbered? Why are they talking about UFOs in the news? Which is total BS, by the way. This is, if this was not Zero Hedge, if President Trump had not posted this, I'd be like, this can't be. How many conflicts of interest can there be? In a Wednesday Zoom call, Cooper, that's the judge, told parties in the case that he knew Sussman in the 90s when both of them worked together at the Department of Justice, so they were co-workers. I worked in the 90s at the Deputy Attorney General's office 2 years following law school. Sussman also worked at the building at the same time in the criminal division. We didn't work together or socialize, but I think it's fair to say we were professional acquaintances, the judge said. I don't believe this creates a conflict. Really? You don't think it's a conflict that you were a co-worker and acquaintance of the defendant? Oh my goodness. And you were married to your wife who's by Merrick Garland, and she's representing Lisa Page? This is like, you know, DC incest. I mean, you know, on any one of these instances, he should recuse himself. This guy can't be a fair, impartial judge in this case. Imagine. No wonder Sussman's walking around like he doesn't have a worry in the world. Sussman's walking around like Gotti used to walk around, challenging Durham. Durham should have filed this like in Idaho or something, or one of the great courts here in Florida. He should have done it somewhere else. What are you doing it up there for, Durham? You know, I thought Durham was going to be all right, but when you find out that this is what's going on, shouldn't Durham be moving hardcore to get a new judge? Can't you find a judge? You know, remember Lisa Page was in the Russiagate thing. This is all, the trial with Sussman's about Russiagate. Lisa Page's case is about Russiagate. His wife's defending the Russiagate You know, the outcome of this trial will affect his wife's defense of in her case against the FBI, Lisa Page. There's all kinds of conflicts of interest here. Let me tell you, no one of substance is going to go to jail in the Russiagate, all right? No one. It's just not going to happen. This is the justice system they have. You know, that's why none of them seem worried. Lisa Page, Peter Strzok, Sussman, Holder, none of them seem worried. It's a club. They're all in it, and they take care of each other. Oh, boy. All right. We're coming up on our top of the hour break. When we get back, Steve Kane will be joining us. We're celebrating the great victories. You know, Republicans won every race last night. That's right. Oh, man. 1-888-GO-KANE-1. That's the number. 888-465-2631. 2 hours down, 1 to go. Back after this.
Listening to WWNN Pompano Beach, 1470 AM, 95.3 in Boca, 96.9 in Lauderhill. The talk of South Florida.
Dr. Matez here from the Biostation West Delray. Many of you are familiar with the famous erection injection, an extremely effective treatment for erectile dysfunction made popular right here on the Steve Kane Show. I'm here to tell you that the erection injection is just the tip of the iceberg when it comes to the extensive array of treatment options now available at the Biostation West Delray. Our custom compounded products yield combinations and dosages that increase the efficacy of Viagra and Cialis greatly. We also offer treatments that can correct the problem at its source, such as PRP and sound wave pulse therapies that restore your natural function. State-of-the-art testing and the most current treatment options all available in one place, the Biostation West Delray. If you want to correct your erectile problems once and for all, call us at 561-320-8893.
Steve Kane Show.
That's 561-320-8893. Hi, this is Scott from Cut My Kilowatts. If you call or text me on my cell phone, I will analyze your home and your FPL bill over the phone. And I can
Oh, yeah. One of our sponsors is in the Bahamas. I can almost see the Bahamas outside our window. The Bahamas are only like 50 miles from Florida. No, I'm not able to disclose what happened on Monday's show. Unfortunately, I'd like to tell you, but I can't. I said almost see the Bahamas.
352-3782.
You're listening to the Steve Kane Radio Show, the longest-running radio show in Florida, on the air since 1977. This year celebrating 45 years on the air. Now, Steve Kane with Brian Craig.
All right, we are back, third hour. Great morning. Steve Kane joining us. Hey, Steve. Oh.
All worked up and all excited, and your body is pumping, and then when it's over and you want to go to sleep, you can't go to sleep because you.
I go to bed early. I went to bed like 9 o'clock, and I wake up in the morning and find out. It's the same thing. You know, I never, even on the presidential elections, I'm like Truman. I go to bed early and wake up and find out in the morning. You know, it's easy.
Easy for you.
Well, you know, that's the way it is. But no, so Trump right now is, the official count is 75-2. 75 wins, 2 losses. Yeah. And Pennsylvania, Dr. Oz is ahead by 2,600 votes right now. So.
In terms of getting through this whole primary process?
Oh, I don't know. There's a lot coming. Next week is Georgia, Marjorie Taylor Greene, you know, and the governor's race in Georgia's next week, so that's a big one. Yeah, I don't know. I think we're doing pretty good here with Trump, and Dr. Oz is the favorite to pull this through. He's 2,600 votes ahead. That's a huge. When you get into recount and primary elections, that's a huge lead. Hugely 2,600, and Barnett's not even in it anymore. It's between Oz and McCormick. All right, well, let me give out the number. She's far. No. She's so far behind in a recount. She's got no hope.
But
they're not doing another vote. They just got to do a recount. They're not doing like a recall election. The voting's done. They're just going to do a recount. All right, our number 1-888-GO-CANE-1. And if there's a runoff, I don't know what their system is there. It would just be between Oz and McCormick. She's out of it. 1-888-465-2631. It's a toll-free call. Been hearing from a lot of upset Democrats trying to distract us this morning because things went so poorly for them last night. The Republicans won every race, so they're getting upset. Good morning. You're on the air.
Yeah, this is John from Golden Oaks.
Yes, John. No. I have no recollection of you. I don't even know where Golden Oaks is.
Disney World?
You're rich. Oh, sure. You live in one of the most expensive, exclusive communities in Florida. Oh, boy, yeah. Well, so anyway, what do you have for us today? No, we've got a lot of rich people that listen. I didn't know we had any Golden Oaks people. Okay. So what's on your mind today? I know.
That's not being told.
Yes. Uh-huh. Ah.
So it's nice to get the endorsements. It's good to have all these things. You have to remember that there are currently investigations going on that can undo a lot.
Okay. All right. Take care. No. I let him go. I'm sorry, Steve. I remembered who he is now when I heard the end there. But that's okay. Why would he had nothing, Steve? He had nothing. I know who he is now. He might have a rep. That's not what he was going to do, Steve. That's not what he was going to do. I'll tell you after the show. I remembered who he is now. You got to trust me. I know what I'm doing. I know what I'm doing. You don't sound like you trust me, but that's okay. I know. All right, just trust me. Just try. I'll tell you after the show. I'll trust you. I'll trust that you'll understand when I tell you after the show. All right, our number toll free 1-888 cocaine one. He was not calling to give us a hard time. 1-888-465-2631. It's a toll free call from anywhere, and of course we are celebrating all these great victories. You know, a lot of Republicans, they're like, oh, it's just, I hear, what this guy's saying. It's just Republicans against Republicans. We didn't win. A lot of Republicans are like liberals. They're like losers. They think like losers. They think like victims. And they can't take a victory and savor it and enjoy it. They still want to feel like losers. I don't get that.
I mean, it is true. Part of our function is to give people an overview of the news, to put it in perspective for them. And these are primaries. Primaries are different than general elections, but there is a simple game being played here by both sides, and it involves Donald Trump. The primaries in this particular election, which is different than most, I will say, the primaries are about Donald Trump and his control or non-control of the Republican Party at this point in time in history.
Yeah.
The Democrats are in bad trouble. They're hemorrhaging all over because of stupid decisions that they have made, and the results of those, the political results and fallout of those decisions. And
Steve Kane Show.
There are a bunch of people in the establishment, the Republican establishment, that don't want to let Trump take over the party.
Well, he's taken it because he's beating them. He's 75-2 even.
You're right.
Yeah.
So giving an outline of the context of
even, you know what? Even if Oz, who's 2,600 ahead right now, even if Oz doesn't win, Trump is still 75-3.
Yes, well, I mean, at the end, when the evaluations are done of this primary process, the bottom line is we're going to find out Trump has taken over the room.
Yep, that's right.
There's still going to be Mitch, still going to be Connell, and there's going to be some other movers and shakers that are going to do their best to resist. They're in their death throes in terms of their political careers, but there's still, they're still going to be fighting until the end, and they probably will be right up into and through the convention.
Well, they're going to have the Republican establishment, the never-Trumpers. They're going to have some victories here and there, and those victories will be they'll act like it's a whole collapse of the Trump influence and everything else. But it's absurd. It's an absurd. Not many people are going to buy it. The only people that are going to buy it are the people that already hate Trump. His record as of now, 75-2, has got to be historic. That has to be like an all-time record of endorsements by any president ever in history. I mean, this is amazing. And Madison Cawthorn would have won if he didn't talk about that sex and drug party that he was invited to when they released all those things about him. He lost because of that video that came out of him in bed in that hotel with that another man. That didn't do him much good. All right, let's take some calls. You're on the air. What's your name? Where are you calling from?
George, Fort Lauderdale.
Hey, George.
George.
Hi, Steve and Brian. It's just a question. Brian, you're saying the Republicans won, and can agree with that, but those are separate primaries. The Democrats have their own, right?
You thought... Yeah, I guess you don't get sarcasm, humor. You thought I was serious? You thought, that was a joke. Yes, that's correct. It was yes. A Republican won every race, and the ones that haven't been announced yet, a Republican will win those too. It was I am aware. Either you have no sense of humor, or you think I'm stupid. I don't know which.
We have a lot of people out there that are political neophytes.
Not this guy. This guy's up to speed. I assumed everyone understood it's primary, so it's Republican versus Republican, Dem versus Dem. What? Yes. Yeah. Nah, not really. There's no analysis. It's like they're not even a part of it. It's like we have one party in this country. You know, there's very little reporting on the Democrats. They're irrelevant, I guess, at this point. So let me ask you a serious question. Now, give me an honest answer. My feelings won't be hurt. When I said that Republicans won every race last night, do you just lack a sense of humor, or do you think I'm so stupid I didn't realize that it was Republicans running only against other Republicans? Okay, well, I can't argue with you on that. And he's also honest. He has no sense of humor. Shocker. I'm very excited. I brought in my... Yeah.
This morning are those that are opposed to Trump.
Yeah, that's true. Yeah.
Hard for the anti-Trump people to be smiling today.
Oh yeah, you know the FDA commissioner did an interview about the baby formula shortage. This is Joe Biden's FDA commissioner on the baby formula shortage. Listen. Oh, I know I've got it queued up somewhere. Hold on, I got to hit the button. That helps. There we go.
So I just don't see how the FDA did not see a shortage like this coming.
Well, I'll just point out that, first of all, the numbers that are quoted commonly in the press are incorrect, and I'll point you to a White House sheet that has the details of how we've been looking at the numbers as we tracked it. I don't want this to sound in any way like we're not concerned about the parents that are struggling to find formula for their children. That's definitely happening in parts of the country. But, the number of stock on shelves was about 90% before the pandemic. Before the recall. And it dropped to about 79% at its lowest.
At its lowest. The shelves are empty. He says the shelves are at 70% inventory. They're empty. They're 100% empty.
Liars. They are liars.
Well, he said he's got a paper at the White House. So are they giving false intel to the officials? This guy, if you go to...
He wrote words on.
Yeah, no, we're at 70% inventory, Steve. Those empty shelves, it's invisible now, I guess. I was talking about this early in the show. When people go into a grocery store today, which includes Walmart and Target, when people go into grocery stores, first thing they do is look and see if there's baby formula, even if they don't have babies. You know what I mean? It's becoming a thing now. And but the shelves are 70% full.
Pete Buttigieg has all his relatives, all the people in his family. He's got them out driving around town looking at the store to see if there's a spare case of baby.
There are no cases of baby formula. They're all in. A woman called me earlier, right before the show. The show, we get calls before the show begins at 6, and sometimes I answer them. And I answered today, and this one woman, she called in. This was off the air before 6. She says, "Why don't people just feed their kids applesauce or something?" Because we're not Venezuela. We're not Venezuela. We are the first world of first world countries, and Americans should be able to expect to go to the grocery store and buy food for their infants instead of making homemade stuff. This announcement that Jill Biden made with the Surgeon General. Did you hear me play this earlier? Oh, listen to this, Steve. Oh, listen to this. Let me just play some of this. This is the Obama, or might as well be Obama, right? This is the Biden-appointed Surgeon General with Jill Biden. Now, Jill Biden's going to tell you how to raise a child here. Now, keep in mind, Jill Biden, she raised Hunter Biden, and look how that turned out, right? And her daughter, who's also in rehab all the time, right? She's a great. That's not who I take parenting advice from. But this is Jill Biden with the Surgeon General.
We want to take a moment to talk to parents
Steve Kane Show.
who have questions about infant formula.
Becoming a mom or
Steve Kane
dad
Show.
means falling in love deeper than you
Steve
ever
Kane
thought
Show.
possible. And in those first few months of sleepless nights,
Yes.
diapers and dirty dishes, and worrying about every little danger, your love can feel like the only thing that keeps you going. It's hard. But when that tiny hand takes your finger, you know that it's worth everything.
Oh, my goodness.
I want you to know that you're doing an incredible job, even if you don't always feel that way. I know that you're worried.
Yeah, better job than you did with Hunter, who's addicted to crack and hookers and,
That you're worried about
be hard.
how you're going to feed your baby. The president sees you, and he hears you, and his team is working around the clock to get you what you need.
Well, wait a minute. His FDA commissioner said there is no shortage. We're at 70% capacity in inventory.
And I've asked our Surgeon General, Vivek Murthy, the nation's top doctor, to share what you need to know about infant formula.
Here we go.
It's frustrating.
First off, have you ever heard baby formula called infant formula? I've never heard it called. I know it's an accurate descriptor, but if you're calling it infant formula, you obviously know nothing about it.
It's really scary for parents to be unable to find the formula.
Yeah, and they go on. And then they say, and they go on at the end, go to hhs.gov/formula for help. And I went there, and there's nothing. There's no baby formula there. Baby's crying. There's nothing you can do about it. You can't feed them with a website address. Good morning. You're on the air. What's your name? Where are you calling from?
My name is Sandra, and I'm calling from Delray Beach.
Sandra.
Calling to give my opinion about that prior call when he won. And I can relate to that because I don't listen to the news every day, and so I said, well, maybe there's a governor's race that I didn't know about. So we listen to you to find out what's happening, but some people don't listen every day, and there are other things.
Okay, so don't.
Innocent, because I was too. I'm saying, well, gee, I haven't been keeping up with things. Maybe there were other races, and that's. So I just wanted to clarify that.
Okay, I appreciate it. Steve, we've got a new category of sponsor that we can bring on. We can someone who is there a type of person that can teach people that do not have a sense of humor to get jokes? If there's any type of business that does that, we obviously have a bunch of people in this audience who are without humor and need that service. Good morning, you're on the air. What's your name? Where are you calling from? Oh, my goodness.
Brian and Steve, it's Andrea.
Hey, Andrea.
Andrea, how are you this morning?
Andrea, I looked at the clock. We're late for the break. I'm going to put you on hold, which I don't usually hold callers over through a break, but she didn't get to say anything but her name. So I'll put Andrea on hold. We'll take our break. We'll be right back after this.
You think you've come in contact with someone who has coronavirus? Steve Kane's wife Lori did, and she went to any lab test now of Coral Springs to find out if she has coronavirus.
So I came into contact with somebody who had tested positive for COVID, and I was scared, and I needed results right away, so I went to any lab test now in Coral Springs. It was great. I didn't want to have to stay in line for 2 hours and have a swab stuck down my nose into my brain. It was very pleasant. I made an appointment. They got me in within the hour. I was out of there within 20 minutes. Thank goodness the test was negative, and I can go back to work tomorrow. They also tested me for the antibodies, and I haven't been exposed. So do what I did. Go over to any lab test now of Coral Springs. They give great rates for Steve Kane listeners, and tell them we sent you.
It's worth 15 minutes of your time to have peace of mind and know that you and your family are safe. Any lab test now of Coral Springs is located at 955 North University Drive on the southeast corner of University and Ramblewood near the Coral Square Mall. You can call them at 954-906-5983. 954-906-5983. Any lab test now of Boca is in the Sandalfoot Plaza where the Western Beef B-Fizz, south of Palmetto Park Road and north of Hillsboro. Call them at 561-237-5009. 561-237-5009. Make sure you tell them you heard about them on the radio. Attention seniors and those who care about them. How would you like to have instant access to a Medicare advocate at the touch of a button? You can for less than $1 a day with I Will Advocates. I Will Advocates will assist you with doctor appointment scheduling, pharmacy issues, billing problems, plan benefits, Medicare applications. They'll even help when you're in the hospital. I Will Advocate clients are family, and they go to bat for their family when you need them the most. Let them be your golden guardians. Contact I Will Advocates right now online at iwilladvocates.com or call them directly. 954-345-1214. No matter where you're located throughout the state of Florida or nationwide. 954-345-1214. 954-345-1214. Do you suffer from neuropathy? Maybe you do and you don't even know it. Do you have numbness, pain, burning, or tingling in your hands and feet? Muscle weakness, loss of balance, muscle twitching? Are you not sleeping? Does it feel like pins and needles in your hands and feet? Maybe you have no feeling at all. The symptoms can make life unbearable, but there is help at the Lighthouse Medical Center. Call 754-222-6642 for a no-charge consultation and say goodbye to your neuropathy symptoms. 754-222-6642. Online, lighthousemedicalcenter.com.
Listen to the Steve Kane Show on iHeartRadio.
Oh. All right. We're back. You with us, Steve? Okay.
To be up at Lighthouse Medical Tuesdays are the days usually in the afternoon I get my treatments, and we've accumulated a bunch of Steve Kane listeners that come in on a regular basis on Tuesdays, and I missed yesterday. I will be back next Tuesday so we can all do our exercises together.
Yeah. Oh, you're becoming like Richard Simmons. You have like an exercise class.
Right.
Do you wear a leotard or anything? leg warmers? Oh my gosh. Oh my gosh. You know, Richard Simmons was good friends with Al Rantel. They were like really tight.
Ask me if I'm sure.
All right, we held Andrea over. We don't normally hold callers over, but she just said, hello, this is Andrea. All right, Andrea, you're on the air.
Andrea.
Good morning, Brian and Steve. I did want to talk about this baby food. Well, the infant formula.
Yeah.
So, of course, they're going to use the term infant because to call it a baby would mean that it is human. It's
humanized.
Wow, Andrea, you should be a radio talk show host. So you're saying they're saying You're saying that they're saying infant, not baby formula because of the Roe v. Wade overturning activism that's going on right now?
Yeah, 100%.
Wow, you're sharp.
100%.
I thought that was weird word choices there. That makes perfect sense. Yeah.
They don't want it to they're trying to dehumanize.
It puts the lotion in the basket. Yeah.
That's correct.
Right. That's exactly right. But you know what nobody's really talking about? Nobody's really talking about what are going to be the long-term effects that are going to be, unfortunately, put upon these babies who are not receiving proper nutrition in their very most imperative months of growth.
Yep.
So when you're dealing with children who are malnourished, they have bone density issues, they have organ issues, they have cognitive impairment, they have a whole slew of issues, and one of the most important is that they normally do not have a thoroughly functioning immune system.
Yeah, kind of like children that are born like in third world countries have all these problems. And you know, I remember when my daughter was an infant and we were feeding her infant formula. When she first came home from the hospital, she had to be fed every 3 hours. And, you know, I don't remember how long a can of formula lasted because it was an endless supply. It was at the grocery store. So I don't know.
They grow up with a higher likelihood of becoming Democrats.
Yeah, right. But the, you know, every 3 hours, you go through a lot of baby formula. And when you've got the FDA commissioner saying there is no shortage, it's only imagined. They got this. I'll tell you what happened with them. Okay, they're blaming this recall, which is a cover story. They did this massive buy for the illegal babies. We all know this, right? And you put that together with the recall. You put the two of them together, they got a crisis. They could release the huge warehouses filled with the baby formula at the southern border and send it back to the into the supply chain of America's retailers. But they won't do it because, one, they care about the illegal babies, not the American babies, and two, they don't want to make it official that they hoarded all the American babies' infant formula. These people, I'm so glad you picked up on that. These are sickos.
100% sickos, and the fact that mothers are now watering down formula to make it last longer, it's just going to lead to further problems. And you know who should never forget this? Never forget this is the American people. Like, we should not forget what they're doing. We should really not, and there should just be...
They're causing hunger. They're causing childhood hunger. And I'll tell you this, the last two Democrats to be president, you've got Obama and Biden, right? We have infants, we have babies going hungry under Biden. And if you remember, we had school-age children going hungry over under Obama because of Michelle's food school program. Remember this? And they reduced the number of calories. She thought kids were too fat, so she cut out. They made the calories in the school lunches to get federal funds. The last two Democrat administrations have brought childhood hunger to America.
Think about this for a second. If regular people cannot get this formula, the food banks are tapped. The food banks have no formula.
That's right. And, Mayor Pete on that interview, it was a softball interview with a Democrat, and he was talking about baby formula with his babies that are 9 months old that are being weaned off. I bet you that guy, and I'm not saying this to be funny, okay, but he's a weird guy, right? Mayor Pete, he's weird. So his husband's a weirdo too. I bet you his babies did not use formula like my baby or your baby would. I bet he had a wet nurse. I bet you he had some snowflake wet nurse coming over. Yeah, I know, a little too hetero for him maybe, but give me a break. Hey, Andrea, thanks for the call. Very good information, and what a great pickup on the infant formula, dehumanizing babies. Out of the womb now. Wow. Good morning, you're on the air. What's your name? Where are you calling from? Sounds like an airplane. Good morning, you're on the air. What's your name? Where are you calling from? Okay. Good morning, you're on the radio. What's your name? Where are you calling from?
Hi, I'm Angry Pasta from...
Okay, Angry Pasta. What's up? Turn down the volume of the device you're... Hold on, Angry Pasta. Turn down the volume of the device you're listening to us on in the background. Okay.
I want to ask you about Marjorie Taylor Greene.
Mm-hmm.
Do you think she'll be better suited for a House majority if she gets elected?
Oh, no. You mean the majority leader? They'll never let that happen. The there's... No. That would be awesome, but they're not going to let that happen. No, the establishment, they're not going to let that happen. No. No, she's too... she's... her primary is next Tuesday. And they got their two biggest enemies were Madison Cawthorn and her. And they're really going after Marjorie Taylor Greene. They're frightened by her. Her primary, look what they did. They had her in court. When have you ever had to see a member of Congress have to go into a courtroom to be on the ballot in a race? I've never seen that before. But that happened to her.
It seems so staged to me, like they're trying to...
Because she's MAGA. She's like Trump and Mike Lindell. She stands up to them. She's an older version of Laura Loomer. And they just can't handle it. And I've forgotten about this, but Sarah Palin's running, right? Remember this? It was announced a few weeks ago. When's the Alaska primary? Because Sarah Palin's running for Congress.
Running for Congress?
Yeah. Yeah, could you imagine having Marjorie Taylor Greene and Sarah Palin? Oh, my goodness.
It'll be a good pair, yeah.
Yeah. Hey, Angry Pasta, welcome. I think this is your first call. Yeah, Angry Pasta's in the YouTube chat room all the time, so it's good to hear you. Take care, Angry Pasta. All right. You're on the air. What's your name? Where are you calling from?
Ford from Tampa Bay.
Hey, Ford.
Hey, have we heard any reports of children taken to emergency?
I can't hear you. There's too much traffic. Say it again.
Have you heard any reports of children, infants' parents, or babies' parents who have actually been hungry and had to be put on IV feeding because of not having the formula?
That's a good question, and the answer to that is no. I've not heard that, but you're calling us from I-4 in Tampa, I think, on the side of the road because it's very loud. But hey Steve, if you don't have baby formula, I guess going to the emergency room with your baby would be the solution. But could you imagine having to go to the emergency room and say, I don't have food to feed my baby because there's none at the store? That's Joe Biden. That's a scary thing. All right, listen, we'll take our break for the bottom of the hour. Huge announcement, big Father's Day event at MyPillow. Now, the BOGO extravaganza is still going on at MyPillow.com. And for Father's Day, and this special is they told me, this is the terminology Mike Lindell's office used, a very, 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 three varies, limited special. It's for Father's Day, but it may not last until then. The MyPillow My Slippers, they have let me tell you, this is an insane deal. Now, even though it's for Father's Day, they applied this for both the men and the women's My Slippers, okay? So it's not just for the men's slippers, it's also for the female slippers. But they gave me three varies, a very, very, very limited time. The MyPillow My Slippers, which I have a pair of, Steve has a pair of, the regular price is $139.99. Right now, with our promo code KANE at checkout, K-A-N-E, at MyPillow.com on the radio listener specials, not $139.98, just $49.98, less than $50. Now, which one you want? You want the slip-on or the moccasins?
The slip-on.
Okay, I think I'm going to get another pair too, and I'm looking at. I have the moccasin tan. What do you want? Charcoal? Do you want black? What do you want, Steve? Okay, I think I'm going to get a pair of the slip-on tan, but they're less than $50 now, $49.98 with the promo code KANE. Now, even though this is a Father's Day special, it does include the ladies' slippers as well. I guess, Mike Lindell didn't want to discriminate. This is the lowest price ever, and this is a with three varies limited special. So take advantage of that. Now, the BOGO extravaganza continues, but this is just a special edition for Father's Day. Regularly $139.98, just $49.98 with the promo code KANE on the MyPillow My Slippers. You can also order by phone, 1-800-716-4879, 1-800-716-4879, promo code KANE, K-A-N-E.
Tom Laporta here from Laporta Contracting, Roofing and Building Restoration. We survived the 2021 hurricane season. Now it's time to get your building envelope ready for the next season. Laporta Contracting installs all types of roofs, from asphalt, clay and concrete, standing metal seam, flat roofs, and slate tile systems. Our building restoration offers complete envelope protection to include siding, stucco, concrete restoration, impact windows and doors.
Yeah, I think that is Angry Pasta's first call. I'm pretty sure.
Family, HOAs, and commercial properties. Call Laporta Contracting today for a free evaluation and estimate.
Good call, Angry Pasta. Very good call.
Team and past customer videos at LaportaContracting.com. Our number is 954-604-4602. That number again is 954-604-4602. And thanks for listening to the Steve Kane Show.
Hi, this is Scott from Cut My Kilowatts. If you call or text me on my cell phone, I will analyze your home and your FPL bill over the phone, and I can quote you on insulation, ducts, and radiant barrier. Call me now, and I'll show you how to save up to 30 to 40% on your electric bill this month and for every month from here till eternity. 954-939-1500. That's 954-939-1500. Call now, get up to 50% off, and receive an additional $500 on over 2,000 square feet of radiant barrier, an additional $1,000 off on 4,000 square feet of radiant barrier. Call or text me now, 954-939-1500. That's 954-939-1500. Or you can find me on the web at cutmykilowatts.com.
Attention seniors. Have you protected you and your family from financial ruin? You are invited to attend Attorney Barry Siegel's free Living Trust Workshop. Make sure you and your family are properly protected even if you already have a trust. Learn how to avoid losing an inheritance to creditors, like divorcing spouses, lawsuits, creditors, government agencies, and the IRS. Learn how to prevent running out of money before you run out of life. Learn how to avoid being forced to spend down your assets. Learn how to avoid nursing home seizure of your assets. This free Living Trust Workshop with Attorney Barry Siegel is Thursday, May 26th at 10 a.m. at the South County Civic Center in Delray. Seating is limited, so reserve your seat for this free estate planning workshop and call 1-855-FLA-ESTATE. That's 855-352-3782. 855-352-3782.
Listen to the Steve Kane Show. iHeartRadio. Just search for it.
Oh, man. Oh, y'all don't forget, talk radio is back in this market on all of our radio stations. Oh, man. Neil Rogers from 3 to 4, and then from 4 to 6, the Uncle High show. So you got Uncle Neil and you got Uncle High. 3 hours of talk in the afternoons. I've given up on talk radio in this market until... I guess, what are we, 2-3 weeks into this new lineup? It's awesome, Steve.
To have that, and not only the new guy is really good, Uncle High, and Neil.
Oh.
Neil, everybody's perennial favorite.
Yeah.
Missing the old days, brings them back.
Oh, yeah. So, yeah, I know. I've been hearing from a lot of people about our afternoon lineup. It's pretty awesome, and we are excited about it, let me tell you. So the Democrats are in a panic mode, and they're doing this white supremacist, white nationalist stuff constantly. And this is MSNBC last night. Lawrence O'Donnell, he's on at night on MSNBC, and, he's talking about Fox and MAGA. Listen.
No one has profited more from that lie than billionaire Rupert Murdoch.
He's talking about the replacement theory.
Who has complete and total control over all of the lies pushed on the Fox network that he owns and operates. This morning, before flying to Buffalo on Air Force One with President Biden, New York Senior Senator Chuck Schumer finally identified the real source of white supremacist propaganda at Fox in addressing a letter directly to Rupert Murdoch. The letter says, "Dear Mr. Rupert Murdoch, I write to urge you to immediately cease the reckless amplification of the so-called Great Replacement theory on your network's broadcasts. For years, these types of beliefs have existed at the fringes of American life. However, this pernicious theory, which has no basis in fact, has been injected into the mainstream thanks in large part to a dangerous level of amplification by your network and its anchors. A recent New York Times investigation found that Tucker Carlson alone amplified this dangerous and unfounded theory in more than 400 episodes of his They don't care. Rupert Murdoch does not care, not a bit. Republican politicians do not care how large the body count gets in the permanent white supremacist assassination campaign in this country. They don't feel a thing. As the lying and the racist language have become more and more and more extreme on Rupert Murdoch's TV channel, it has only made Rupert Murdoch richer and richer and richer.
Oh.
See, so I guess Lawrence O'Donnell works for free on MSNBC. Okay. He's talking about what they refer to as replacement theory, okay, involving the southern border. A lot of conservatives believe that the reason the Democrats have a completely open border, bringing hundreds of thousands of Hispanics in the United States, is to lessen the white majority in this country. They feel that that'll allow them, if the whites make up a smaller percentage of the population, they figure that they'll be able to come in to have power in the future again. So the Democrats have been saying that by the year 2000 whatever, whites will be a minority, right? And Hispanics and blacks will be the majority. But if you're talking about them doing that at the southern border, you're a white supremacist. If you talk, yeah.
What he's talking about are basically Democratic talking points.
And So Tucker Carlson's talking about it though and exposing it. So that's what they call white nationalism. Yeah.
Jeez.
Well, what other reasons would they have hundreds of thousands of Hispanics come across the southern border whenever they feel like it?
I mean, we all knew it, but in the last week I've heard it continually discussed. And the sound bites they use are from Democrats.
They've since the 80s and 90s, they've been saying by the year 2000, and then the number always changes at the end, whites will be a minority. And then they get all excited about this. We'll have a majority-minority country. They talk about this all the time, Democrats. And there's well, what I find is, yeah, go ahead.
Towards the end of the show, I just wanted to point out, can we get an update before we go off the air on the Dr. Oz race?
I'll give you the latest numbers I have, but before the end, because I'll look them up and get the latest count. I don't know if they're still counting at this moment or if they've taken a break. I don't think they should take breaks, but they should just work in shifts until it's done. But let's take a call or two, and then we'll break and we'll get that count. Good morning, you're on the air. What's your name? Where are you calling from?
John Okeechobee.
Hey, John.
Mm-hmm. There was a white supremacist movement I'm hearing about up here.
Oh, in Okeechobee? Oh, yeah, you'd hear. Yeah, that would be the headquarters of it.
No such thing. Yeah, really.
This is a joke.
Well, I appreciate the call. I'll let you go because I don't want you to pass out. But exactly. That's Darth Vader on the line. But if the white supremacist, white nationalist movement existed, which it doesn't. I mean, I'm not saying there aren't white nationalists. There's a couple guys out in Wyoming or Washington State or something. I don't know. But Eric Rudolph just died. Did you see this? Eric Rudolph just died. Remember from the Ruby Ridge? Now, it's been a long time. But my recollection is Eric Rudolph was a white supremacist separatist with his family, right? Isn't that the story? Yeah. Okay, if the white supremacist, white nationalist were an organized group of people, they would be all over the place honoring the memory of Eric Rudolph, who was like their big hero. All right? And people don't even know who I'm talking about. You understand what I mean? If the white nationalists were organized, they would be very upset that we have a black, biracial, she's also Indian, like from India, vice president. They would be protesting her everywhere. They would have been in Pennsylvania protesting Kathy Barnett, and where these white nationalists they're talking about, where are they? If there's this organized group of organized white nationalists, where are they? Where are their protests? Where are their events? It's all made up. It's all made up. All right, listen, we'll take our last break, come back with the gold report. I'll try to get a count on the Oz race that's current before the end of the program. But let's first take our break, okay? And we'll be back right after this. You're listening to Florida's longest-running radio show, The Steve Kane Show, on the radio since 1977.
Dr. Gupta at Brighton Dental is the official dentist of The Steve Kane Show. For good reason. He does great work at affordable prices. Listen to a Steve Kane listener share their experience with Dr. Gupta.
Hi, this is Tim, one of your loyal listeners, and I just want to thank you for turning me on to Dr.
Hey there, gotcha.
I went over to him yesterday.
Steve Kane Show. Steve Kane Show. Mm-hmm. Yeah. Oh, who did I say? Rudolph? Yeah, Randy Weaver. Yeah, you're right. I misspoke. I'm getting like Biden. Yes. Hold. I'll correct it. Randy Weaver. I said Rudolph. I misspoke, Steve. That's why you didn't know what I was talking about. It was Randy Weaver. I said Rudolph. It's Randy Weaver died, and it's not even in the news. So that's what I was talking about from Ruby Ridge. All right, it's time to check in with William Youngerman from the offices of William Youngerman Incorporated with the first look at gold and the other precious metals this morning. William Youngerman, how the metals looking?
After Monday's big rally of $11.70 on Monday, after putting in a nice reversal, hitting 1786, then closing up to $1,843.90. Yesterday we saw a little bit of a pullback, $2.20 down, closing at $1,815.70 the ounce on gold, after trading in a range from $1,813 all the way up to $1,836. Silver did similar, but closed unchanged at $21.60 yesterday, after getting up to $22. Platinum closed at $9.52, which was up $10 yesterday, and palladium closed up $38 at $1,986 the ounce. This morning we see gold down $2.70 right now at $1,813. Silver remains unchanged at $21.60 the ounce. Platinum down $2 at $950, and palladium up $14 at $1,990 the ounce. That's pretty much.
Well, it's, listen, if you have not already gotten involved in the precious metals, I mean, there's some great buying opportunities this morning, and if you already are, you understand, and it's a great time to increase your portfolio. William Youngerman opens up weekdays at 10 a.m. Give them a call at 1-800-327-5010, 1-800-327-5010. Online at williamyoungerman.com, or stop right in. Located at 150 East Palmetto Park Road in Boca, on the first floor of the Bank of America building, immediately east of US 1 Federal Highway on the south side of Palmetto Park Road. All right, William Youngerman, we'll talk tomorrow. All right, take care. Yeah, I misspoke. Rudolph was the anti-abortion guy. Randy Weaver was the guy from Ruby Ridge who was a white supremacist, white separatist with his family in the mountains, and it was a big deal. And was that before or after Waco? I think it was before Waco. It was Randy Weaver and then Waco, Ruby Ridge, then Waco. And Randy Weaver was a white supremacist separatist, and him and his family, they lived in the mountains, and everything happened. They were but what I'm telling you is, all this talk, he just died a few days ago. All this talk about this white nationalist, white supremacist movement, they don't exist. There's a couple guys here, a couple guys there. It's not a movement, and the numbers are small. If they existed as a movement, they would be out on the streets talking about Randy Weaver, is what I'm saying. They would be honoring Randy Weaver, remembering Randy Weaver. They would have a memorial to Randy Weaver, all that stuff. That's why I bring this up. And most people don't even remember, I even misspoke his name, don't even remember Ruby Ridge and Randy Weaver. But this white nationalist thing. Yes.
Is one.
That's exactly right. It's totally false.
Trying to start a race war. I mean, it's outrageous.
Yeah.
Absolutely outrageous.
Yeah, and I'll tell you something. If white supremacy and white nationalist movements were a threat, Steve and I would be top targets. We have interracial families, and they'd be after us. Okay, and so we may be white boys, but we're white supremacists, white nationalists don't like us having interracial families, and we would be a target, a high-profile target, because we're vocal about, these things. And we're telling you, it is a liberal urban legend. They are creating. It's what was the character in that Kevin Spacey movie, Kaiser Sose? That's what this is. It's a totally made up, invisible monster.
There was a great movie. I'm trying to remember.
Yeah, watch it. I don't want to have to dump you.
A bunch of times. I can't think of it. I'm trying to. Tom Berenger was in it.
Oh, The Accused. The Accused. It was Tom Berenger. Yeah. The Accused, where he. No, it was not Demi Moore. It was. It's been a long time. It was the woman. I cannot remember her name. I know the movie you're talking about. Deborah Winger. Debbie Winger, Tom Berenger. Yeah, The Accused. And you know You know what The Accused was about? Do you know what it was about?
Yeah, it's one of my favorite movies.
What was it about? You remember?
It's a lady who went undercover for the FBI and infiltrated one of these groups.
Yeah, but you know why? You know why she infiltrated them? What they did? They assassinated a radio talk show host. That's right. It was based on Alan Berg. It was supposed to be the people that shot Alan Berg, the radio talk show host. You know, there was a book about Alan Berg. I read it, written by a local reporter. It's called Talked to Death. It's what they based talk radio on. I read the book, and they had transcripts of his show. And Berg was getting calls from these white supremacists on the air on a regular basis, and he was talking to them like we talk to our callers. And I mean, when I read the transcripts, I would have backed off a little bit if I were him. He was crazy. But yeah, that movie, The Accused, is about that.
The other one, Talk Radio.
It's based on the same thing. Yeah. Yeah, based on the same thing. But anyway, the left have created this total myth that I'll give you an example, okay? The Roe v. Wade issue, right? We may get that decision officially today. You've seen how these handmaid tale ladies are at the Supreme Court justices' houses and everything. If the white nationalists were a real movement and they had numbers and were organized, they would be out there protesting all the time like the handmaid tale ladies at different events. And they're nowhere to be seen. Now they'll say, no, they're there. They're at the MAGA rallies. No, they are not. Because white nationalists, white supremacists, Klansmen, they let you know who they are, don't they, Steve? You know, they used to be around. There was a time when they were around, and they're proud to tell you what they are. You know, and you're not seeing them. It's a complete fabrication of the fake news media. They've given up. Oh,
it's disgraceful what he's trying to do. He's willing to save his butt. He's willing to start a race war in the country.
Yeah.
Outrageous.
Yeah. When all he has to do is bring gas prices down a little bit. But he chose, instead of bringing down gas prices and getting baby formula on the shelves to get support, he's decided to start a race war, keep prices high, and the shelves empty of food.
It's easy. He wants to go with what's easy for him.
Yeah, I guess. And, his campaign slogan, Make America Venezuela, is, I don't know. Yeah. That's a great slogan, isn't it? It's a good one. It's a good one. Oh my goodness. But no, this is, if this white supremacist thing that they're talking about, see, it fits into, if you notice, the January 6th. What they're saying is their political opposition is dangerous. And I played this clip earlier. I'm gonna play it one more time. This is from MSNBC yesterday. Okay, it's the afternoon show. They have Carl Cameron on, who used to be the political reporter for Fox News. Carl Cameron. You guys would remember him. If you don't remember the name, you'd recognize him. And he's on MSNBC now, and he's talking about why he left Fox News. This is former Fox News political correspondent Carl Cameron yesterday on MSNBC.
Championed by Tucker Carlson. What happens at Fox News when something like this happens?
I can't even imagine. It's partly why I ended up getting out of it. It really is kind of horrible to think that journalists with national and international capacity are putting together this time.
Now wait till the end.
I think the president did a great job. I wish he had done a lot of this a lot sooner. We need a lot more from the left and the middle. And we got to watch out because the Republicans have become the purveyors of misinformation. And when our two-party system is broken like that, democracy is seriously in trouble. The president acknowledged that. It's time to actually start doing things and maybe taking some names and putting people in jail.
Wow. So people, that's MSNBC. He used to be on Fox for years. People that put out misinformation, which means anything that they disagree with, their name should be written down and they should be put in jail. That's what he said. That's what he said. MSNBC yesterday.
What he said.
That's Biden's America. Oh boy, I tell you.
It's your brother in it.
Yeah. Now I got to tell you, I've seen the future weather report today, and it's going to be hot as hell today and every day for the next several months. I don't know if I told you about this, Steve. Champagne Automotive Repair in Boca. They have acquired and have in their shop the most advanced diagnostic system for automobile air conditioners in the country. And, if air conditioner in your car is life. You can't get to point A to point B without great air conditioning in your car. So give Champagne Automotive Repair a call. Have your air conditioner in your car checked out by them. And, if you can get your air conditioning system in your car just a couple degrees colder than it already is, it will make your life a lot better. I'll tell you that right now. And they can do that for you. And it's, by the way, it's all makes and all models. I cannot find the number, Steve, for Champagne Automotive. As we're running towards the end, because let me do what I tell listeners to do. I'm going to go to stevekaneshow.com if I can get online. We're running out of time, so I can't get online. So anyway, go to stevekaneshow.com, click on the sponsor page, and you'll find the number for Champagne Automotive Repair in Boca and have them diagnose your air conditioning. Steve, we're out of time, so I'm going to sign us off real quick. We'll be back tomorrow morning at 6 a.m. It's the Steve Kane Show. Steve is here. I'm Brian. See you tomorrow morning.
To WWNN Pompano Beach, 1470 AM, 95.3 in Boca, 96.9 in Lauderhill, the talk of South Florida.
All right. Oh, boy. That's never happened to me before. You saw me digging through for the number? Oh, my goodness. And I ran out of time. It happens. Live radio, people. All right, guys. I got to take off, but I'll see you soon, all right? Thanks for watching. Make sure you like the video before you leave. And if you're new, please subscribe, all right? Take care.